Yo, 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 what's good, my people? What's good, my people? It's your boy Jason Gooner, and you know what time it is, people. It's time to talk about some football, people. Today, the focus of the show is all Jamaica Reggae Boys national team. Yes, that is right. We are approaching the international window. We have some more games to play tomorrow, and then we will be all guns blazing towards a trip to Nicaragua and then the return leg of this group stage with Honduras at home in the stadium. Of course, the Nicaragua game will be Thursday and the Honduras matchup will be on Monday. Look out for all the content leading up to both games. We're going to try to do a little bit of previews for both matches. Also, we're going to be here doing some watch alongs, of course, and we'll have the content in between as well. But for today, we just want to focus on the squad selection. Yesterday, man's work, man's have things to do. We had the EPL content to do last night. So yeah, we had to get this show on the road today. Try to get it in before, the squad, nobody no business with the squad again. We're on to the next thing. So we just wanted to put out the content, get it out there into the space. And we know that we produce content that I believe has some watch back value. So anybody who didn't have a chance to be here in the moment, live and direct while we're breaking it all down, definitely you can click on the video, watch it back. It will make sense. We're gonna go through the squad. Just put it on the screen and just show everyone real quick, and then we're gonna just touch on some things we heard in the press conference, break that down as well. And then you see the last thing in the title, continuity versus match fitness. I think always, a lot of times when I am discussing football, a key word I use a lot is balance. And I think we have to strike that balance between continuity from teams we've been using, core players, and also, what they have been doing, getting along with their clubs, how much game time they're actually getting. So, we like to look at things, break it down, show you guys some facts. So we're just going to go through all the players in the squad, look at their recent form from the last window to now, and see which players are really what we would call match fit going into this window. Hopefully, it's more than that. All right. But we're gonna go through and we're gonna check all of that out today. So as we get started, people, let me start bless up the people and bless up yourself. Float, Wagwan, Brent Garden, my brother. Yeah, man, 3-1 to the Gunners. Made it a little more exciting, than I would have liked. But the good thing is that, we didn't let it fester as long as the Leicester game. We kind of blitz them as soon as them score upon we. So that was a good look. Owen, bless up in bro. Go on. Yeah, man, make sure not smash the like button. Owen, just follow his lead because I'm always smash the like button. Michael Thomas, big up yourself. Go on, brother. Yeah, man, we're outside. What do you think about Hutchinson? Do you think he will ever play for Jamaica? Look, I don't have a crystal ball, Berta. To be honest, a lot of times people just want to make definitive statements about these things. I don't believe in those things. Look, there's a lot of signs pointing a lot of directions, but for me, I have seen the young man make the journey, put on the colors, play games. So I will not ever tell somebody that he's never going to play for Jamaica. I wouldn't, unless I had first-hand knowledge from he himself, his handlers, his family, his agency. I would never fix my mouth to say anything like that. Like a lot of these situations, let's just wait and see. I can tell you that I was a bit taken aback when, I think it was about 3, maybe even 4 games ago. Normally when they put your name on the screen, when they're pulling up the team sheet for a game, they'll put the flag beside the player. And ever since, last year in the championship, when he was at Chelsea, it always had a Jamaica flag. And recently I've seen it change to an English flag. So I let that, that's not the end all be all, but I can't come here and say, I remember when people always had the conversation, I would always mention the fact that the commentators call him a Jamaican and the designation they give him beside his name is a Jamaican flag. Now that it's turned to an English flag, I cannot act like I didn't see it, right? So that did happen and it did change. What does that mean in the long run? I do not know. We'll just have to keep on wait and see what the deal will be. Zine? All right, so first things first, people, let us get the actual screen up. Actually, you know what? Before I even put the squad on the screen, I'm going to start out with, just a bit of the press conference. I want to have a discussion, read the press conference, some of the things that were said, and the full breakdown and stuff. So I won't play it in its entirety. JFF Live had this live yesterday. I want to say thank you to them for that. Mans like me cannot be in Jamaica right now, so it was very nice to be able to see this live in real time. And also, I don't remember them doing this before, but they had the live chat running as well, which was quite interesting, people. Quite a few wars in the chat. But I'm just going to play this from when McClaren makes his opening statement, just kind of his detailing of the team and whatnot. So let me just play this for you guys. I will pause it, and then we can have a little discussion. All right, hold on, listen, and just let me know. Give me some thumbs up in the comment section if you're hearing it clearly.
Thank you, and welcome. Just a few opening remarks about the squad, which you no doubt have by now. There are a few fallouts, which I'll go through. We have Shamar Nicholson, who, after the last camp, we've had many discussions, and he never felt happy about his condition or his form, and he expressed that he felt he was way behind in terms of not having a pre-season, playing in the Copa, missed it with his club, Moscow, and he wants to build his fitness up. So what he said was that he didn't feel right, in the right form, the right level of fitness to be ready to join us on this camp. So we had many discussions about this, and what he's doing is he's building his fitness up. He's hired a performance coach to work with him on the fitness side. His club, his manager, is helping him also to improve his fitness. We've given him game time. He's played in, I think, 2 cup games so far. And he wants to be 100% Shamar Nicholson. And he doesn't feel he was at that the last camp. So I understand where he's coming from. And we hope that he gets in good condition, plays minutes for his club, starts scoring goals, and getting back to the Shamar, which we know. And so we've expressed that we'll keep in touch, review his games, his programme, and we look to the next camp. So that's Shamar. Leon Bailey.
All right, so that's the first news we got right away. Wanted to start out with the ones that have fallen out of the last team. So he touched on Shamar Nicholson there, saying, why for that though? Wrong, worse usage of words. But yeah, he spoke about Shamar Nicholson there. And basically he said, he himself, Shamar, discussed that, he doesn't think he's quite right for this window, wants to get himself back into what the coach called, the real Shamar. And, it's looking like it was a good decision right now, because I don't know if you're following, guys, but today Shamar did get a start in the league and had a brace and had a man of the match performance. So, it looks like he's on his way to what he, left out of the side for, to get back into full fitness, get into the team. I saw that he started up top today, and Ugalde actually played a wide forward role. So maybe that's a way for him to get into the starting lineup. Maybe he is a little bit bigger than Ugalde up there. So maybe, Ugalde can give them a bit more wide, and he can provide that central presence that maybe Ugalde can provide, because they are different size players, if we're being honest. But look, I am okay with it. I knew that Shamar was not 100 the last window. You can see it. Not saying Shamar is a speedster, but he looked so slow and lethargic in the last window. Just didn't have that burst, that quick, 5-yard get up, start running full speed quickly. He didn't really have that in him. So definitely some physical things going on with Shamar. And I think that's what has hampered him getting game time over there in Russia as well. There's a lot of competition now with Ugalde, Ignatov. There's players there that arguably are right there in line with Shamar, if not better than him. So he does have to prove himself to this coach to get the minutes that, he probably would think he would need to keep into that top shape that we want him in. So hopefully today was a start of that, and he got the brace, as I said. And as I said before, I am totally okay with Shamar making this type of decision. It's hilarious though in the comment section. Somebody saying it's kind of image protection by the JFF. He was just dropped or whatever the case is. I don't really care what's the case, neither here nor there. I'm just okay with the actual decision. If a player in his mind thinks he's not ready to contribute in the full capacity that he has, then that's a big man move to say, listen, looking another direction this window, let me sort out myself. And yes, I still want to play for Jamaica all the time, but I know that I won't give my 1,000 right now. So I'm cool with that, people. Let me know in the comment section if you're okay with the explanation, with Shamar's decision. Any of that bother you, let me know in the comment section. As I said, I am good with it, people. So let's move on to the next player I'm going to discuss as far as falling out. Bless up, Hot Chili. What go on?
Unfortunately, Leon got a hamstring injury for the last call-up. Came back from that. I think by his own admission, came back a little too early and re-injured his adductor the other day against Bayern Munich. I think everybody saw the game. He came in after 30 minutes and went out after 60 minutes. He has a problem. I don't quite know exactly what that is. The club are investigating that. Don't know whether he's fit or he's not, but he certainly has a problem. And too much of a problem to risk flying him here and risk him in the games. So he's really, really disappointed because after the last camp he missed, he didn't want to miss this one. He wants to play for Jamaica. He made that clear to me. And so he's very disappointed in that. Jamal Lowe.
All right, before we go to Jamal Lowe, he's going to talk about next. Let's just talk about Bailey really quickly. I remember when the game against... Actually, let's recap. The game against Ipswich, to me, he looked to be playing well within what he's capable of in terms of exertion, physical exertion, right? Kept it really simple. Nothing wrong with that. But even in situations where it was clear the one-on-one was there, and that's your bread and butter, Leon, take him on, get around him, create a chance, score a goal for yourself. He wasn't taking those opportunities. Fast forward now, actually in that game, he was able to produce something, had a moment, got it onto his right foot on the wing, put a pinpoint cross over to Watkins, who headed it home. So I think that kind of papered over the lack of physicality that was in the game for him, having a contribution to the team. Maybe people didn't analyze the performance as closely as I was. Then we move into the week. Bayern Munich, huge game, big game for Aston Villa, the club itself, back in the Champions League. Based on the team that they have currently, when I saw the lineup and I saw Philogene starting and not Bailey, I figured it was more so, because he's not quite 100%, because that was my feeling after the Ipswich game. Then, of course, Ramsey goes down early in the first half, about 25, 30 minutes. And then basically after that now, Bailey forward back on. Interestingly enough, when he came on, he actually moved Jaden to the wing that Ramsey was on, and he kept Bailey on the right, his more familiar role. But in all honesty, Bailey was looking just like how he was looking against Ipswich Town. I mean, there were times, not numerous times, but there were a few times when Bayern Munich finally didn't have the ball and they're trying to counter. They find Bailey in space, 20, 30 yards to drive ahead of him. He decides to take 10 yards and say, you know what? I don't know if my legs, my body can handle it. Let me just stop the ball, reset the play. And he did that about 2-3 times in that game. Another thing that was very noticeable, whenever it was necessary for him to get involved in any kind of duel, it was very, it was not much effort into the duel. And Bailey is not a heavy duel player ever, but you could see he was, he just didn't have he was afraid to get into challenges. You could see it. He was shying away. He was trying to stay in his own little spaces, but the game was requiring him to bunker in and get tighter, and he couldn't really do it. So in the end, Emery was kind of forced to sub him back off after 60 minutes. So he played about The first half was about 15 plus injury time. Second half was another 15. So he played a little over 30 minutes in the game. And I heard, and there it is, Drew Ross in the comment section. I was about to mention this. I heard immediately that it's a plan. It's some kind of plan that they've set up where, if he's looking unhealthy going into the window, there's no questions asked. It don't look like him dodged the call, and we move on and go about our merry way. I don't buy into that for 1 second. First and foremost, if you guys, the Jamaican fans, believe that Aston Villa going to prioritize how we feel about a player over winning a match that them playing, you guys are crazy. They don't business with us that much, people. I'm telling you the facts. Aston Villa, Unai Emery, they could care less how we, the Jamaican fan base, with them no business. Them no business. So as far as Aston Villa being a part of any grand scheme, you can dash that out of your head, people. No, that ain't happening. Now, the reason why I don't think it's any kind of planting, or we can take this to mean Bailey, him say him a play again, but him find a next way enough. I don't think it's anything like that, people. And to be totally honest, the reason why I feel so, I think Leon Bailey currently is afraid of getting labeled as the injury-prone player. So he's trying everything in his power to make the team sheet and be available. When in all honesty, it's looking like he'd be better after saying, you know what? I'm going to put my hands up, go in the treatment table for a few weeks, get myself back to 100% before I step on the field again. Because one thing I can say that Emery has done for Bailey is improve his work rate and improve his ability to track back. Right? It's still not the best, people. So don't start telling everybody Jason Gooner tell you say Leon Bailey is the most high action player on the right side. No. But we have seen improvement. Drew Rassay already has that label. Well, if he has it, he's trying to scratch it off. Because he had a somewhat injury-free year last year, and he's trying to show people it can be a consistent thing. Now, you know how I feel about Bailey and the injuries. They had a ready-made thing set up for when he got injured before. It's the traveling to play the games for Jamaica. Now, he didn't do any of that in the summer, right? Took his time away, as far as I know, rested his body and everything. And then he gets injured in this season with no international games. So they don't have that crutch to rely on anymore, that it's the traveling causing the injuries. I believe this, and I will keep saying this. I don't know if Leon Bailey does everything in his power to be totally ready physically to play his football season. I feel like maybe he tries to cram in the work too soon to when he goes back to play. I'm not sure. I'm sure he's not going through any periods where he's not doing anything. But I just wonder that nutrition-wise, sleeping habits-wise, maybe him could have just hold it a little more while him still playing, and know say when you done play, you can do anything you want to, big man. Anything. I mean, I'll tell you how to live your life because you're a big man. But my few cents, because when I see some of these other players, man, them look like some machine. And I just don't know if you are really training your body to be a machine like some of them people. Brother, I'll keep talking about it. Trent Alexander-Arnold say Sadio Mane and Mo Salah changed him life. Because when he was coming up now, getting first team chances, and him say, these two guys who I think are the stars of the club, them go first every day in the gym. I lift weights before the team. I lift. After training them up on the field the longest, I do them thing. And I just don't know if that is the complete mindset of Bailey. It doesn't strike me as that type of guy. I could be wrong. I need to talk to Emery and the people at Aston Villa and see, have you seen a change? Because Emery mentioned that he had seen a change in the player. But I wonder, when he's outside of the structure of Aston Villa, the club, and he's on his off time, does he still bring those principles with him? That is my question. And I feel like him can do more. Bless up yourself, Ryan. Respect. Sandre say real talk. Bless up, Sandre. Yeah, man, you're a boy them tomorrow. Chelsea. Make us see if them can keep up, you know. Sandre say Ryan there and I did with laugh. Jura said planting back-to-back windows. him nah change it up at all. Big up we Max Football. I know after hours for you them time, so respect for the strength and the viewership, you know. Yeah, man. A true Drew. The logo shot. The logo shot for real. Wait, so anybody that's saying so is a terrible take, eh? Travis, bless. Like the video, 90%. Party, 90%. Train the rest. It's a 90-10 ratio. Well, that not gonna work, you know. Far out say Bailey cut corners too much. So far out say me not stray too far from the truth. Okay, far out, me understand. Drew say me spot on. Duke, go on. Me not even tally up the game them from today star. You don't know football that in full effect today. Julie have game today, brother. Our side drop some points, star, but we get a point. A 4-all thriller, you know? Yeah, man. Game full of excitement, man. I have to really, my wife have to make sure I'm on my best behavior, you know, because I'm in a ram for cuss ref and them thing, you know. But today, I hold it still, even though them call a penalty on Julie, brother. And Julie have one of the calmest coach. Not for digress, but I just think about something. Julie have one of the calmest coach them ever see. The man don't really make up noise at all. And at the first time I hear the man talk to a ref, I must say, yo, ref, that was all ball. Clean tackle. And the ref looked at him and said, that was not my interpretation. I said, all right, boss. But anyway, them get a point. Tomorrow, redemption time, you know? I get 3 points tomorrow. I have to move up the table. Oh, I go on, Craig. Big up. They say, you know, business with that. Yeah, man, I really thought, man. Enough people maybe not gonna say it, but you know, I know I don't know if Fame Big Boss Butler even watch my channel, but them probably won't like what I just said a while ago. But to me, that's my observation, brother. You can say what you want to say. You can see the machine them and you know, building up on the machine level. And to me, he's at that age where he's been playing professional for all these years now. He should be like a sculpted person right now, just you know, because you have all the asset, all the what you call it, you know, access to all the best gear, all the best fitness gear, all the everything. I just don't know if you're utilizing it to the full maximum you could, you know. Craig said, "Chill shit." Leon need to get in the mix for his country. Travis said, "Liverpool to the world for life." Boy, I don't scrape that 1-0 there, you know, man. I mean, I don't know if Eze just allergic to the goal all of a sudden. The man cannot find a goal. And the man get a easy 1-on-1. Top of the Premier League. Yeah, man, you know hear what Slot say? You guys are an experienced team and you guys shouldn't have your head in the clouds. It's too early. So relax. Listen to your coach and the fans him talk to too. You guys are experienced fans. Relax. Don't feed that bossy people will take it serious when he had an injury for real. Exactly. And that's another thing. That's another reason why I didn't want to just knock out that brother, you know. But Drew really believe it still, you know. It's not a troll take, you know. The man actually believe it. But hopefully some of the things I'm say, I not try to convince him otherwise, you know. But I just tell him why I feel like that take is not really true. Stop going like him, no sense. Yeah, man, the people, them put on them Premier League flag. People, this is a Reggae Boyz show. It's not a Premier League show. Yeah, me know you not play. Cause it's multiple times here you say it. So I know you believe it, you know. You don't have to tell him. Probably a lead as usual. Here you know. Boss win 1 week, you know. And I go and say, you know, what if he did win all that week then? The guy is injured, bossy. I can't agree with you. I've watched all the previous games. He wasn't ready at all. Yeah, it's clear. And again, I feel like it stemmed from him not really, him kind of endear himself back to the fans when they turn upon him. And him just want to be there for them, you know? But at the end of the day, he need to realize if him not there 100%, it might as well him not there. Because see the people them are ridicule him for the double sub, you know, because some of them just ready for cuss. Them not even a pre what the coach say after the game. Them now watch the man play and see him not even a run. So me don't know why them a beat him. Was planning to see Radman daughter playing tomorrow live here. She a big baller. Yeah, she's not JD favorite baller, but I think she's improving steadily. One time I thought she was a kick and run merchant, and she still kind of default to that sometimes. But I see some little touch implementing in her game now, man. She improving. She improving. I think the NWSL, the reps, you know, playing with the national team, she getting better. She getting better. And she's still only like 22, 21. So she have a whole heap of time for growing at the game. Remember, these women sometimes play till them are 36, 37, and 38 and them thing, you know. So she have a lot of years to play. Take your time, recover ball, and get ready for the November window. Yeah, that is it. That is it. Just take your time. Nitro, big up, you know. Yeah, man. One gun, as we say. Gunners like them want make the documentary exciting, you know. Every game will be excitement to go on. More the little fool 1-0 and 2-0 them, man. We can't deal with the pressure. Believe me. Leon just need to take a rest and stop rush it. Facts. No, Sandre, low, you don't need to wash out no more around here, man. Oh, the Chell shit. Yeah, the Chell shit. Me know. What the coach say about Greenwood? What taking so long? All right, Bertha, that should come up in the when I play it again. It should come up. 27 to I-180. Yeah, man, I'm my place, man. I'm my grounds, them, man. Daily, me go up on 27, brother. On my road. Everyone in the chat, anyway, still scouting the championship. Hello. For real? Yes, I agree. Our touch needs some work. It's not silky, you know? But I don't even know if she'll ever be a silky player, but our touch can get better. Because I have seen an improvement from like the first time them about her, you know? So yeah, man, if she continue on the same trajectory like I see, eventually that will clean up some more, man. But she's dangerous, bro. Telling you. She's dangerous. Problem. I think Maggie going to do well this time around. Bertha, that is all we can hope, my brother. He's there now, so hopefully he can do something. All right. Next one.
There's another one who, since the last camp, and I liked him in the last camp, he's not played minutes for his club. Again, I had quite a long conversation the last couple of days with his coach, who expressed that Jamal would be better working the next 2 weeks with his club. And like Shamar, working on his fitness and his form and his rhythm, which he lost after coming back from the last camp. So we've agreed to not bring him on this camp. It's the club's decision, and I uphold that. I have to have a good relationship with the clubs for the future. With the Shamar, I wanted him, but it's his decision that he wanted to get back to the Shamar that we know. And another one who's not included this time was last is Hector, who didn't have a club last time, but I brought him for the experience. He was tremendous in the camp, tremendous professional. And I said to him, need to start playing, need to get a club. I spoke with him the last couple of days.
Hold on. Why hear something when him say about Jamal Lowe a while ago?
It's the club's decision, and I uphold that. I have to have a good relationship with the clubs for the future. With the Shamar, I wanted him, but it's his decision.
Okay, so
to not bring him on this camp.
Listen.
It's the club's decision. I uphold that. I have to have a good relationship with the clubs for the future. With the Shamar, I wanted him, but it's his decision that he wanted to get back to the Shamar that we know. And another one who's...
So hold on, I'm confused. I'm going to listen this a third time. I'm confused because I know J-Lo played today. And I didn't follow him, you know. Me there follow him, you know. Where I say about Jamal, because him say him kind of fall off a farm when he got back from the last camp. And it kind of coincide, and we're going to look it up to verify. It kind of coincide with the minute him get when he got back initially from the window. But what is unclear to me right now is like him I say the club deny the request to release. Is that me here, people, or may I lose my mind?
Who expressed
let's see,
quite a long conversation the last couple of days with his coach,
okay,
who expressed that Jamal would be better working the next 2 weeks with his club, and like Shamar, working on his fitness and his form and his rhythm, which he lost after coming back from the last camp. So we've agreed to not bring him on this camp. It's the club's decision. I uphold that. I have to have a good relationship with the clubs for the future. With the Shamar, I wanted him, but it's his decision that he wanted to get back to the Shamar.
All right, hold on. So we listen it 3 times to make sure I'm not lose my mind. Is that something that a club can do? If they can't produce any kind of injury report for the player or anything, they can just tell you, well, because the last time when he came back worse than he was when he left. We're not sending him this time. Can they do that? That's not illegal. Maybe me I lose my mind, but to my knowledge, if a country call up a player, because him say, similar to Shamar, I wanted him, but we have decided to keep the relationship with the club coach at a level, so we agree not to call him. Why, me no know, brother. That no make no sense at all. Because a club coach would have never fix him out to say something like that. That, okay, I don't have anything to produce saying that the player is not fit enough. But what I can tell you is, when he came back from the last camp, I didn't like what I saw. But that can't be a grounds to tell a person. Okay, so Africans say, a club can choose to not release a player, but a player can still go if called. So maybe that's why he spoke to the relationship thing. You know, wanting to keep the relationship. Because if the club gave their thoughts on it, because him say him talk to the coach, and the coach tell him how him feel. He say last time him drop off a farm, never look so right when him forward back. We kind of would have want him don't do that again this time. Which again to me is a crazy reason. Like, brother, what? You can't tell a country, the country, you can't tell a country that, brother. How if you tell a country that? Bro, this is why I mean, I don't want to turn the show in a Jamal Lowe show, but brother, I have to find some more information about this whole situation. But I love to hear from the player himself and the club as well, a representative from the club, because this is strange. This is very strange. The word and the words when use, you know, is a reason him use certain of them words and the way him put it, you know. So something there for people. Because see there, if it was a case where, and that's why I'm glad that the coach never, because the coach could have messed up, you know, and said Jamal Lowe carrying something and Ray, and then it would have really blow up in them face today because Jamal Lowe start today. And him never scored today, Nitro, but him start. Wow. Bless up, know yourself. What go on? Those are 2 goals. Pinnock 1 and Antonio 1. Yep. 2, but only 2 of them forwarding for the game. I think them plan the Leon Bailey thing too. Boy, I know yourself. I don't know. I never did do no calling, you know. But you see them planting, brother. I don't want to no calling and explain on yourself. To me, it don't make no sense. How them for plan that, brother? Come on, man. J-Lo played for club today. Yep. It sounds like Jamal club to coach them not releasing him this window. Yeah, but as me know, to be fact, they don't have a say to not release unless they can provide some documentation that the player is not healthy enough to play. That's the only reason as far as I know. But they released Bernard. Yeah, they did. Yeah, you hear it, man. We Max are dead with laugh. Yeah, man, a joke thing, brother. You know, a joke thing. Joke thing. Nitro say, I get the feeling McClaren had no personal discussion with the club or Lowe. Meran Garden made the call, question mark. Well, look, as we hear a lot of times in the press conference, you know, he's a big time consultant with the coach when it comes on to these players. So, you know, I can't take it as far as him making the call because I don't have proof of that. But was he involved in a lot of decision making? Absolutely, heavily involved as well. Now the final call could very well still be McClaren, but if all the names in a pool come from one place, regardless of if the other man pick the team, you know, it's just the players where the man bring him can pick from. So that in essence kind of picking the team, you know what I mean? Don't you think? Nitro, you're onto something. Okay, I read that before. I tell you people that McClaren is not running the show, that are selecting the team and selling him fat. Yeah, maybe right now him is just how you call it now. Him is just a coach. You know, him just coach. Them give him something and him just coach them. He said he agreed with the coach. Okay. So he agreed that something is going on, he's not in full form, but that coach, if the coach reasoning was him not in form, him need to find better fitness, I guess starting him in a game is getting him fitness, I guess. But damn, so him fit enough for you, but not fit enough for we? That don't make no sense to me. We Max it said Low interview next time will be spicy. Okay, just for relation. Okay. I can bet it's Meran who was dealing with Amari too, not true. Duke said he spoke with the coach. And the coach asked for Jamal not to forward this camp because he needs to build back his rhythm, and they both agreed to let him stay. That makes sense to me. Okay, fair enough. So you just what them say is what them say, and that is it. No problem. Brent have a next theory now. Him say sound like Jamal used the club to say no. Wow. Okay, so instead of just coming out and saying him now forward, he make sure it go through the channels, the professional channels, so it not look like him just a pull out. Okay, but Jason, why did Sheffield? Maybe they don't have the same issues with Deshaun right now. They don't see him lacking rhythm or anything like that, so they say it's totally fine, I guess. Nitro, agree with Brent take there. Okay, FIFA rules said that the club has the power always. Okay. So them can do whatever they want to do. Wow. He had the assist. Okay, wonderful. I just know him never scored a goal. Because the first thing I do is look on who scored the goal and I never see him name. But I never look to see the, who assisted and stuff. I figure I'll be doing that on screen today. I don't see the issue, Jason. McClaren and the coach spoke. What I find good is that they're on speaking terms and not a bag of football letters. Well, that is true. Look at the silver lining. I'm a glass half full person, so I can appreciate that. Thinking about it that way, at least there's a good relationship there. We do have 2 players from that club that have been in our team recently. One Black Marcus, Caribbean Rivers and Seas. Some know it go from a FIFA window. Players have right to turn down the call up. Okay. So you are disregard what the coach said about the other coach. You're gone to players, Travis. Okay. Yeah, I know both started. They both had good ratings as well. I think Jam was a 7.1 or 2, and I think Bernard was like 7.3 or 4. So yeah, they both had good performances. Coach credibility is way more important than Meran Garden with coach with club overseas. Okay, true. Exactly that McClaren said at the press conference. Yeah. All right. So people now think no foul plays there. That is fine. As I said, it just seemed a bit weird of a request from the coach because I don't know. Does he think that Jamaica, there's no opportunity for him to get any, regulate the fitness and the match readiness playing international games? I guess not. I guess staying there and training is what he considers to be the best thing, Okay, so One say players have the power. One say country. One say club have the power. One say country. Okay. Once unless the injury. Yes, that was my thought as well. That is the injury and the injury correspondence, and letting them know those injury updates. That is what would cause a player not to, if he's called, not to show up. Or for the club to withhold him from showing up. It has to be an injury reason. That's what I always thought. Not to let conspiracies creep into everything. Why would Jamal go to the process to represent us only to hide from selection? No, that is true. I don't ever for a minute think that he's hiding from selection. That's what people are always telling me, that he's dodging calls and these things. And there's no evidence to suggest that. I know of one time, and this is something that other players have done and not gotten the similar backlash for it. He said that he wanted to secure his future in his club life, and he knew that if he wasn't doing that prior to the leading up to he would be gone with Jamaica until very late, and that could mean it makes it a little more difficult for him to secure a team. So that's the only time I ever heard about it ever. I think somebody told me another time when he said he wanted to go on a vacation with his family, but I don't know how serious that was. See, Rob Smith is one of them always telling me Jamal skipping things. So him say summer is theme time when he must skip. Okay. So let's see if him find back form and readiness, because the coach say he wanted him, but he agreed with the other coach. Say, okay, if you want to do that, we're gonna agree with you. So let's see. Him ready up himself, him start today, him keep starting, play him, assist him, score. We'll call him in November. We'll do what we're supposed to do in the quarterfinal. We'll reach Nation League final. We'll call him in a match because I'm still there on farm and him play good. And then World Cup qualify now June. Where I tell me say, you put in all of them window there, do him do, and then don't forward for the World Cup qualify. No, sir. I don't believe that. Maybe them never call up Jamal Lowe. Know yourself. That is it. The man just don't get called enough time and people say him dodge call. If he doesn't want to play, all he needs to do is turn down the call up. He doesn't have to hide. Yeah, but that's the thing. Even when the man don't get called in the past, Duke, for some reason, them say this man always a skip the call them. Me don't know why. No, I know, Rob. That's why I say when World Cup qualifier roll back around, no some of that. Or you say just the whole summer, like the Gold Cup and them thing them now go play. That's what you mean? Both I had to know. Anyway. All right. So make we hear what I say about Hector. Cause we kind of did know Hector might drop out. Yeah. So let's just hear what him say.
That we know. And another one who's not included this time was last is Hector, who didn't have a club last time, but I brought him for the experience. He was tremendous in the camp, tremendous professional. And I said to him, need to start playing, need to get a club. I spoke with him the last couple of days. He's close to agreeing something. And I said, let's keep in touch. And if you get a club, you start playing football, then it's a chance to look at it again. John Russell, another one who I liked in camp. We brought him in last time.
Interesting.
Since going back, he's not played any minutes for his club, and we need people to do that. He's a 6 or 8, and we have 8s enough in K-Roy, Bobby, and Casey Palmer. So I said, look, we'll keep you on standby if we get any problems over the weekend. But he's another one who, at this stage of the season, it's important to build your fitness, to get rhythm, to play minutes. And if you don't, then you lose a lot. And so that's the reason, basically, with Shamar, Jamal, Hector, John Russell. But Adrian Reid is another who I watched him play last night. Very impressive again. We brought him in the last camp for experience. I wanted to look at a young player. We had a look at Adrian. I liked him a lot. Tremendous boy, great around the camp, good personality, and he's playing well for Cavaliers. But I said, this time we just have 1 or 2 more experienced players that we need for the next 2 games. So he understood that. We keep in touch. So they're the ones who are
All right, so I'm just run through the list of the players that were in the squad last time that aren't. He basically tried to lump all of them into the no match fitness and stuff area. I think with the John Russell one, it's hilarious because see Rob brought it up as well, and I was thinking this as soon as he said it. And thanks for this comment, Peter Mystic, as well. Yeah, sports blame, blessings, what go on? Fire, yeah, man. He clearly didn't like Giant Camp because he gave him 0 minutes. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of, I guess him can't say, boy, him play rubbish in the camp, so I never give him a game. But it made me laugh a bit when he said, yeah, I was very impressed with him in camp and stuff, because I'm thinking, boy, what a way you show. How do you show when somebody impress you? By not giving them a damn chance to play? That's crazy. He also said something else in that explanation as well that was a bit weird. He said that one of the reasons why Russell isn't there besides match fitness is we have enough 8s already. And he mentioned Karai Anderson, who I think is an actual 8. He mentioned Bobby Reed, who can operate as an 8, but I wouldn't necessarily call him an 8. And Casey Palmer, who I think is a dead-on number 10, who we have been kind of forcing to play number 8. And to his credit, he puts in more work than I thought he would put in that role, but I still feel like it limits him in the things that we really want to see him unlock for Jamaica, and that is creativity, supplying passes, breaking lines. I don't know if he's going to ever fully thrive as a number 8 for Jamaica. It looked better in the system last time, but I think a part of that was, he was able to kind of be rotating with Bobby. So one of them would occupy the 8, one of them would occupy the 10, and they would kind of just switch off. And whenever he was in that 10 role, he looked way better. So I don't know if I totally agree with too many 8s. Because basically how we're playing right now, we have Latibo there as a 6, and then we're playing 2 8s. So if we have 3 in this team right now, what if we have a game where the 2 8 them injured? Then we only have 1 left. So is 4 8s too many? I don't think so. Not the way we play. So I don't know if he was completely honest with himself there. And also, we're going to see in the squad makeup as well, when he talks about who is there, he clearly wanted some other midfielders because he went for one. So, and to me, the one he went for is more a number 10 than a number 8. And to me, the way we're playing, it's like we're playing 2 8s anyway. And one of them go a little further forward into a 10 space every now and again. So I don't know. I was a bit surprised by that, but again, I have to keep the same energy. John Russell has been making the bench every time, not really coming on the pitch much. Every week I look, every week I'm let down. So look, I'm not overly upset that Russell isn't there, but again, if he was there, I wouldn't have been upset either. And to be totally honest, I'm to the point now where I don't get upset anymore by any of the picks. I just try to break down who is picked, what they've been doing, so that people are aware. It is what it is, people. It is what it is. It's the nature of football, the nature of squads. Not everybody going to agree with the squad, and that's just life. But we can still hold our reasoning the same way. Duclan said the coach talking very clear. What go on, Lee Young? What there, one thing with Jamaica football, every player, coach, administrator never pleased with YouTubers, bloggers, and fans. Yeah, but Travis, you don't have to put the Jamaica flag in it. You just don't follow any other people football. So I'm telling you, in England, when the squad drop, same thing. In USA, yeah, when name tactical manager, cussing every time, cussing. It's the nature of football, the nature of sports. It's a debate. It's a constant debate. So I don't know why he always wants to say Jamaica is this different thing. It's just like that everywhere. Grimmy didn't like the player much either, and it seemed like the coach at Barnsley don't like him very much either. Rob Smith said most 10s have to be comfortable in 8 role. I think with the way football is going, Rob, you have a point. you need. I think the 10 or the number 10 in the form that we might have grew up watching has really and truly died. I think like if you did a case study, you can look at the difference between like and I'm gonna use Arsenal players because it popped in my head first. But like if you look at Ozil style compared to Odegaard, they're both considered 10s. But if we're being honest with ourselves, Ozil couldn't really drop deep and do anything. But Odegaard drops deep all the time. So he's kind of a 8/10 the way he play. So the modern 10, I kind of agree with this statement, Rob Smith. I kind of agree. You have to be at least comfortable enough to drop deeper into the system. One black Marcus now, one black Jesus. Is he really that bad? He did a one turn like Maggie and gave Leon Bailey the killer pass, and you know the rest. But then again, he not getting a lot game time at him club. Russell got 10 minutes today. Or if came on today, that's good. That is good. Yo, I don't care if it's not much, we Max. I'm just glad. Because so all the time I see the little bench thing by him name. I said, Jaja Star. Me can't be out here saying, yo, the man forgetting the team and him can't get in a no team. I mean, Mets. 4-8-32, quick maths. I don't understand the big deal about Russell. He's a marginal League One player. Yeah, I don't know if it's a big deal, Rob Smith, but I think the big deal stems from, others that make the team when he doesn't, because even though he's in League One and he's, as you say, a marginal League One player, the big key in that sentence and statement is the words League One player. You know what I mean? You can't remove that from it. Whether it's marginal, whether anything, he's a League One player. He is a League One player. So, Travis, where do you get your information from? Every football fan and YouTube are the same. Yeah, man. In always, I put Jamaica in this box, but all of the fans around the world debate and cuss and throw a word upon them one another. It's the same thing. We just not in tune to it, so we don't think it exists. Maggie need to start and not off the bench. So Damian want him in the team from the start right away. 60 minutes the least. All right, Damian. So instead of that, him just say you are one of them, Second strikers are more like 10s now, like Morgan Rogers at Villa. And even Morgan Rogers, Morgan Rogers look comfortable deep, Why? But him look comfortable receiving from even him defenders, and turning and driving, So to me, him is a all-purpose player. The man can play everywhere. False 9, cam, supporting striker, left or right, midfield, left or right, wing. Him can play 8. I mean, I place wouldn't put him probably at the 6. And I bet if you put him there, him could have still do a work there. That kid is talented, man. I like that player a lot. John Russell good enough to make Jamaica team. The styles that they're using can't fit players. That's all. Okay. Well, look. Some of the midfielders I thought in the last window looked totally, they look totally different from how they looked under the previous coach. And I think a lot of that has to do with some of the patterns that I see this coach trying to play. It looks a lot more clear. The instruction, the movement off the ball improved a lot in the last window as well. And I think that just comes from, having a clearer idea of how we want to do what we want to do. Russell can't worse than Karai. So you think Karai is bad? Really? I mean, they're in the same league and Karai gets games more regularly. He has his stretches where they kind of use him off the bench and stuff as well, but he's pretty much a first teamer at this point, like a full-on first teamer. Jason Gooner, Dixon deserve a call over Fleming's based on Fleming's performance so far. If we're basing it solely on performance and merit with club, I would have to say no. Because Fleming's is not just in this UAE Pro League either. He had a very, very good season in the Serbian League last year as well. And we didn't even bat an eye over there. So I think there's something outside of the football pitch that is controlling Fleming's non-selection. Must be. Because it can't be football why we're not going back for him. My view is that Cephas is the biggest suggestion Meran made. I think he adds another dimension to our attack. I think he can. I just feel like it's a big decision making hurdle that he has to clear. That's what I see. And you know, it's not the cleanest touch and those things, but he does have attributes that put fear in defenders. There's no substitute for pace, and he definitely has it in abundance. But you know, if that pace is not coupled with, you know, when to use the pace, where to run to use the pace, you can nullify yourself. You know what I mean? But as I said, this coach seems to have a much clearer view of how to instruct players of movement. And I think that's something that a lot of our players sometimes struggle with. So hopefully he can get through to Cephas and we see him utilize his pace better. Because it was looking really good in the first game last time in the World Cup qualifying. And then the second game now, when I guess the team probably game planned for him and didn't give him that space in behind, he was basically a non-factor. So, you know, we need to see him continue to get that improvement going. And I think he will look better under this coach, to be honest, because a lot of the players have. Good player, says Rob. John Russell is the bench captain for Barnsley. We're using an under 21 player that can't make a League One bench. John Russell on the bench. Yeah, that is true. Bless up, finishing up some research. Education always needed. Yeah, man. Education is the key. Yeah, he had some starts in a row. That is true, Rob. So this window, I can't really fault him. He's going to be on the side of match fitness. You know, there's going to be some that aren't as lucky. All right, so there were some questions asked to the coach and stuff. I won't get into any of that stuff. I will say I wouldn't say a war, but we've had our back and forths on YouTube before, myself and Cataract. But I do think that his questions yesterday were, while I would have crafted them a little differently, that's neither here nor there. The underlying theme of the questions he asked, I applaud. And I thought that it was well done. The coach even said so himself. I won't play it on here because I don't want to take up too much time with this press conference, but I do want to hear the coach talk about the players he selected and how we came to that. Let me try to catch up with the comments before I start playing again. Okay. Chris saying, agreeing with you doing the research. That's why them can't hold you out here in these streets. Dixon haven't been put a foot wrong for the team yet. He deserved the call up. Okay. Okay, interesting take there. I do not rate Anderson, Russell, and Dixon, but I guess we do not have better in the pool. Okay, so he's against those three players totally. Okay. So Nitro, what you have against League One? In a League One, Dixon can't make a League One bench, but everybody is cool with that. Dixon is a staple. Fleming has issues with JFF or the other. Okay. So yeah, I agree that Flemings have issues, you know. But I think Nemard, the problem is, you know, people want to know, like, how does a player like Dixon become a staple? You know, how in order to become a staple, he had to have been picked numerous times. And there are other players out there that are just at a further along level. You know what I mean? And I know we want to have the Jamaican, and when I say Jamaican, you know, like lived on the island, played on the island. We want that player that we can say, oh, this is the next one to push along, you know? And that's how he became a staple, really and truly. And I'm saying, is that really beneficial to the overall team? Just making sure that we have somebody that the people them can say, yes, at that youth, I got take with down the road, and you know, and honestly, what has he done at the level, the professional level, to warrant that? You know, it's nothing more than just people just love the kid and just want to see him get a chance. You know what I mean? But it's not a standpoint of, let's look at what has happened. Let's see the games he has played, how many minutes, what's the opposition, what league. Those things we kind of try to just, we use those things when it suits the narrative. But me personally, I just try to use those things whenever I'm speaking about football. I don't need to have a different set of parameters for different people. Everybody get the same parameters, and I think, you know, we would have less arguments actually. Cephas is extremely limited. I prefer Flemings. Very sorry. Yeah, I think Flemings has learned football a bit more from what I've seen. Even if you look back at the last couple of times he played for us, I think it was in the Nations League when they had the whole issue in Suriname. I think that's when them kick off and Blake drape up people and all kind of madness, or allegedly. I don't know if it happened. But he played really well in those games, you know. I mean, really well. Like, wasn't a black hole with the football, didn't just run down the wing and get lost, using him teammates, dropping off when necessary, not trying to, you know, overdo it every single time he get the ball. I thought you could say that he was training over in France, and there was a different maturity to his game, I thought. But I think people just have PTSD with players in this Jamaican setup. So from them gone bad to people in them brain, it no matter what, them could have win the World Cup or the FIFA Club World, them could have do anything. It no matter. Get to what you're saying about decision making, but that kind of pace is hard to find. No, yeah, look, again, but Duckland, we've seen this story a lot, you know, with our players, you know. The man fast, you know. But we can't just use that to say him need for a play because I'm fast. Because, as I say, the great equalizer in football, if you have pace, the defender having intelligence. And if you just are running a straight line every time, straight line, after a while, I'm going to figure it out. That's all I'm saying. You cannot be effective for any long stretch of time just using pace if you not match the technique with it and the decision making with it. Eventually, they're going to figure it out. And that's what happened in the window of the qualifiers. The team we played in the second game was not as good as the first team. But he dog walked Dominican Republic in the first game. Then Dominica, a quote-unquote weaker team, Cephas was a non-factor in the game. He made one pass that sent through, I think it was the goal for, I think it was Dixon's goal, I want to say. But other than that, he didn't create anything in that game, which was surprising. I was expecting him to take over the game based on how he played in the first one. Nitro, when you're 20 years old and can't make a League One bench, that tells where you are in your development. No disrespect, Fleming's time with national team has sailed. He's too disruptive, but his attitude stinks. He should stay in UAE, make his money. See, that's another scarred one, you know. Bertha scarred as well. Fleming's a selfish player. Did you in Charlton isn't in PL2? They're in the league below the PL2. Yeah, they're in what's called the professional development league. So it is the league just below the PL2 for that age group. Yes, that is true. Maybe Dixon was given an opportunity too early, but he's shown on every occasion he can contribute. When he stopped doing that, then his selection can be challenged. Okay. So you're saying, regardless of whether he got in there and merit or not, he got the chance and he hasn't looked out of place. So until then, select him. Yeah, I think some people though that would want things to just be across the board on the up and up, they wouldn't just skip over how he got into the team though, Rob. That's all. That's where you take a different stance from some people. You know, they are looking at it, you know, he's a staple because he was forced in there, and you're looking at it like, well, he could have not been a staple if he came and did foolishness. But I'll tell you this, I don't believe that we have the same energy across the board with the players and how they play. You know, I firmly believe that we have our favorites and we just defend them. You know, I try to be unbiased all the time, and as I say, I don't really care where you're forward from. I'm just going to watch the game and analyze it. I'm not saying my analysis is perfect. It could be wrong, but I'm not going to let my analysis be skewed based on where you go high school or where you're born or none of those things, because all I see when I watch Jamaica play is a jersey and the whole of them have a flag on it. So that's how me see it still. Okay, Chris and Travis. I figure at some point them would have started cuss. So I won't highlight those on the screen, but I'm following you guys' conversation. Damien agree with Rob there. We can't speak about Dixon when Holgate is getting debut of potential. Can't be his performance in the last 3 years. Hey, Rob Smith, I told you I'm going to keep the same energy with these players, I haven't gotten there yet. I'm going to play the next part of the clip where I'm talking about the players that forward, and I'm going to do the same as I've done for the players that drop out, all right? So give me a chance. How has Dixon contributed apart from the one Dege goal versus the 11 fisherman from Dominica? Jaja. Yeah, look, I won't go as far to say him just looks so out of place that he can't, but it's not like if he's not there, we're going to lose this big asset. I don't think so. He could have definitely, the same sentiment I hear Jamal Lowe coach telling the coach. Me surprised Charlton never said the same thing, because him not getting games in the league with Charlton. Him only getting under 21 time. He hasn't even made a bench for Charlton. So how come he don't need to stay and work on his fitness as well? Me no overs that. Duckland, all the players has pace. Fleming's just as if not more effective with speed. Cephas has limited control of his body. Extremely overrated, above Fleming's and Campbell. Yes, I agree that I would have Campbell and Fleming's right now ahead of Cephas based on what I've seen. I agree with that take that time, JD, for sure. Travis, stop tell people to lift up, man. I'd feed them take, brother. Think the best thing for Dixon is to stay at Charlton and develop like Bailey. Every player they forced in the team fell apart. Leon Bailey took the long road and worked hard, and we see the results. Yes. I know that the kid Dixon, from all accounts, everybody that I know that ever come in contact with him, he's a very humble youth. So I mean, I really feel like in would have let the national team thing get to him. But not every player that we have put in the team is so humble. And I think it has messed up some of our younger players in the past. I think Tyreek McGee is a good example of that. Was the Flemmer that fist up a JFF member in Suriname? Allegedly, he had an altercation or a heated discussion with someone, as well as Andre Blake, allegedly. If Dixon is a staple in Jamaica team, that tells you where we are. Oh gosh. If Dixon never born in Jamaica, it would be no problem. If he was a heritage-born player from England, it would be all good. See, Travis, you paint everyone with this brush, bro, and I just feel like you have to put it. You have to each his own. I don't live in Jamaica, Travis, but I don't have nothing against the local players, none at all. None at all, Travis. But the proof is in the pudding, brother. The man go at the club, League One level. We have players playing in the championship, a league above. We have players playing in League One, getting game or making the bench. And he's unable to do that yet, and that's just the truth. I mean, it's not like we're making it up for a narrative. That's just the truth. His potential did the maths. The coach has him as the future player that he's building. Jamal, for example. Yeah, but every time, Damian, let me explain something to you. Every time we go to this metric of, look at Brazil with Hendrick, look at Jamal with Spain. Brother, Jamal and Hendrick play for Madrid and Barcelona. And they don't play for the youth team. They play for them first team. So Spain and Brazil can do that because those guys are at a level that mean, yes, they can play with us because they're doing it at their clubs, at the highest clubs in the world. So we should not use the example of players like that. We don't have a youth player at that level playing first team in a top 5 league. We don't have it. How will Dixon develop without playing? Good question, Dale. Good question. There's this thing out there now that say, if a young youth from Jamaica don't play for Jamaica, how am I going to develop? How did Cephas develop and reach Turkey now? How did Shamar Nicholson develop and reach where he reach now? Them man, there wasn't no future of no Reggae Boyz when them was 19, 20. But they are there now, and they're doing stuff overseas now, earning their coin, playing games. So yeah, man. And that we are try cut out Rob Smith, man. Keep the energy the same, brother. Please bring up the last USA squad and Canada squad and Costa Rica, and tell me if Dixon can get in any of those teams. All right, Chris Smith. Me now for bring it up. I can tell you definitively, Dixon ain't getting in neither one of those 3 teams. Yeah, and that's the next thing, Nitro. Them pick and choose what them want to beat you about. Because you can say something that go with the narrative 5 minutes ago. Them not go highlight that and say nothing about that. But as soon as you say something them not like, beating start, you know? And beating will happen still. All right. May I make the comment section win. Thank you for being so active and letting me read. But let's get back to the conference. More I hear the coach talk about the players they may actually pick. All right, listen, we're going to break it down afterwards.
The ones who come in, we had a problem at right back, I think, last camp. In the 2 games, Dexter unfortunately got injured in the first game. Couldn't play in the second. And because Lati Vidier had played so well in midfield, I didn't want to move him into the right back position. Greg Lee filled in, did a very good job. I've kept in touch with Dexter. He's fit, he's training. Maybe not had the minutes that he needs, but he's fit to come on camp. But I wanted a right back, and on the recommendation of Meron, then we had a look at Tavon Gray, New York FC, and I like this boy. Strong, good defender, gets forward. Saw him score a goal at local derby when they beat New York Red Bulls. And he's been in the squad before and done very well. No hesitation in bringing him. So I look forward to working with him. John Bell, that leaves a space at left back because Amari Bell is injured. So that will push Greg Lee to the left back position. I needed cover there. And John is experienced. He's been in the squad before. Was in the Copa team and squad. And so I've liked him. I followed him at Seattle. So he comes in. An interesting one, even before I came in, we've chased this player to play for Jamaica, Mason Holgate. And I think through the intervention of the president, especially, trying to push through players double heritage wanting passports. I think we finally very, very, very close to getting a passport for Mason Holgate. I think he just needs clearance from FIFA. So I'm including him in the squad. He might not qualify for the first game, but we think by the second game, he will definitely be available. So I decide to bring him in.
All right, people. So before we bring up the whole match fitness thing with all these players, I just want to touch upon what him just said a while ago. So he said something a bit different than what I heard reported by Manningsman and I Am Sure Sports. Big up Manningsman. He said that the player has the citizenship, but the passport is not in hand yet. But McClaren is saying that the holdup is the clearance from FIFA. So regardless, we know that there's a chance that the first game and maybe the second game, he won't be available. My question is, if we get 23 players to put into a squad, I would rather all 23 can actually play the damn game. When I mentioned this on the program, I Am Sure Sports yesterday, basically what was told to me was, well, you know, that's why we have the local players in camp as well, just in case, so that if any issues, them can play. So are you guys okay with that? Like the contingency plan always being just making sure we have some JPL players training with the team. There are players that were on the fringe, he mentioned dropped out and they didn't bring. Wouldn't it be better to bring those who were closer to making the actual team than just having somebody there to put into the team? Let me know what you guys think about that, because to me, I have been saying it too long. We need to start to take more care with who we put into the squads, because too many times and I'm watching games and it's late in the second half and I look at the bench options and I'm saying, boy, we don't have nobody there. It's like we always load up around the back and load up front. So if the midfield dead, We have to throw a defender in the midfield, and I don't know, brother. I don't know. And then we're taking another defender that potentially maybe can't even play. I don't know. That's the one head scratcher for me. Like, not the fact that Holgate is in the team, but the fact that he's in the team and there's a chance he can't even play. That to me don't really make much sense. But what do I know? Yeah, Kyle Bartley. He's an Arsenal graduate, man. So I know that brother there. Real talk. A true Bobby missed one in Jamaica versus US 2, and Bob Boza missed one last season. But Dale, that player, Charlton said it. Yeah, man, Charlton said it, but I don't know. Like, them don't want to hear Charlton, I don't know. Yeah. It's a slippery slope, Duke, because you have to analyze the players. Well, I do. I want to. So, not all analysis is going to come out with the best results. I mean, that's a part of life, It's a Lego Dixon t-shirt. I'm not hold him shirt, man. Him all right. Okay, Rob saying, believe him should have stay and continue to get comfortable because League One don't have international break, but I'm upset with his location. Okay. So, if it was a next place and he must stay, he would have happier, but through a Charlton, better him forward. Okay. Yeah, man, the Jamal thing a madness, brother. We can't compare our youth baller them to them type of level, brother. There. Come on, man. Let's be realistic here. Okay, Matak. Travis, we got players who out else the coach would call that already been around the squad. We got players out. Who else would the coach call that already been around the squad? Yeah, so far out, is it? I guess your main concern is just not switching up too many things one time far out. Because the bulk of it is the core, It's not like it's so many people, that you'd have to bring, that might be new to the squad, Dixon is our Jamal. Jamaican football level can accommodate a Dixon and Whisper as staple young players. Okay, so you're saying in the context of Jamaica, they are the equivalent of Jamal to Spain. Fair. But I still feel like we have players that are that age and they might be doing more in football. Not even might, they are doing more in football and they want to play for Jamaica and we don't really care that they want to. I want Dixon to develop the national team, won't develop the kid. We made the same mistake with Zibini's, let the players grow. Different coaches have different opinions of players. Can we honestly pick our team based on opinions of League One and Championship coaches? Not saying pick the teams, but I mean, put it this way. A lot of times, Dale, I hear a thing where people will say, I just threw, a lot of coaches overseas don't really rate the Jamaican player them. We're so ready to twist and bend up truth that if a man tell me something about a player, instead of we analyze and look inward and say, why the man would I think that about a player? We got to turn it around and say the coach not no sense. So everybody not no sense? And not just we want to have sense. Tell me if that makes sense. Tell me. How did Omari make England under 21 team a team that value about 10 times the Jamaican team? If our team in Concacaf, they would beat anybody. If that team was in Concacaf, they would beat anybody. That is true. Dixon and Whisper at their best can be good players for Jamaica over many in their positions. Okay, Damian, look, as I say, me can't be a hypocrite, and call you down for your opinion, but I will just respectfully disagree with it. Not saying they can't be in some years, but they both need a little bit more work before we can really rely on them at this level. That is just the hard truth. Dexter has minutes, to be fair. This was the team's second game since joining. Okay. Follow your channel because there is no narrative, but you have to admit players from England call-ups are never challenged, and if you do, they label you xenophobic. Yeah, look, Rob Smith, the way I see it, I feel like the reason why it's such a divide is because The people that defend the overseas-based players believe that they're the voiceless. The people that defend the local players believe that they're the voiceless. So if you're the voice for the voiceless and you honestly believe that these are voiceless people you represent, then you're going to try to shout it to the mountaintops either way. But I think it just has more to do with like people just want to take up for the person them think being done wrongly. And some believe that the overseas being done wrongly, and others believe that the locals being done wrongly. And that's where the divide comes in, people. Nigel Gardner drop the likes. Respect, Nigel. We all say Russell don't deserve a call-up because he's not playing, but to be real, Russell better than Maggie. I would agree. Players at all levels should get things only on merit, period. They're probably the only players you can get without the 2 weeks notice. Don't agree with bringing players who can't contribute. Okay. I see what you're saying. So you're saying that the notice thing is an issue. You know, I've always said this, Rob Smith. I would love to hear the JFF tell me how the process of calling players work, because I can guarantee you I could have some suggestions that might help with the process in terms of contingency plan. Yeah. So we're not last minute doing things like we tend to do. It will only make sense if they can be impactful off the bench. Why we think that the level in Jamaica is good enough to compete at the international level? It's not, guys. Brent, it's pride. It's pride. The truth is hurt. The truth hurt. That is a problem. Yeah, it don't make sense. It don't make no sense at all. We say picking on a wish. Okay, you're not upset with the selection. Got it. Hopegate don't even have him papers yet. Didn't they do this Devante Cole? Well, at least in Devante Cole's situation, they didn't actually put him in the team. We just saw him in the pictures and people say, yes, him in Jamaica and stuff, But Holgate they actually put on the list. So that's a bit different. We pick, or did they put Cole on the list? Maybe I'm mixing it up, I don't think he was on the list though. I remember seeing him in the pictures and stuff, but I don't remember if he was on the list. Where said Duke's statement can't work in analysis. Okay, don't want to get into putting down to put up another. Yeah, and I think that's another thing too, we Max. Some of us are looking at it from an analytical point of view, others are looking at it from a fan point of view. And fans tend to have emotions. A good analyst won't have emotions. And I think that's why sometimes there's that disconnect there, West Harding got game. West Harding play? Jaja. How are they today, man? Russell get game, Harding get game. Amazing. No, him never play. Oh, you talk about John Bell? Yeah, John Bell played the last game in the Copa, Cause remember, we only had one left back, and Greg Lee wasn't feeling the best in that last game. So it's John Bell did play. I don't think he did last the whole game, but he played in that game. Dixon, I'm talking about. We have other player rubbing bench in championship that won't get called because they're not getting game time. Okay. I see what you're saying. It looks so no games as yet for him. Club and the time when Grim called him up, could not play even though we called him up. So most likely Holgate don't play. Okay. Jamaica should revoke Michael Johnson's citizenship. By the way, he was born in England. Yes, Kova is starting every week, and I'm very surprised that he wasn't looked at. That's a player that could have solved the right back problem, even though I'm not so concerned that Gray is back in the team. I have not been a huge proponent of him with Jamaica. I think he has been substandard in his chances, but he has picked up his sacks this season and is being very consistent for New York. Arguably top 2, top 3 right back this entire season in the whole league. So yeah, he has been putting in some work with the club. Now he still has to prove it to me in this shirt, but I am okay with the call up because it was merit based. He's playing really, really well for his club. Brandon Cova is another one though that I think, you know, as we're saying, Dixon is a staple. This kid could have been a staple, but I guess only certain player can fit in at the stapler. You know, it's a basketball forward in again. Yeah, that is true. You have always said you're an analyst and not a fan. And I try to coin the term fanalist, but it's really you cannot dip your foot in this. You have to pick. You have to pick, or at least let your viewers know which version of yourself you're doing today, so they can know. But this is an analyst show, so you don't have to worry about no fanalist thing going on right now. Yeah, Gray is very good. Yeah, I was not convinced by his performances for us, but as you know, I watch the players them outside of Jamaica, and based on that, I mean not outside of Jamaica, but watch the player them when they're not with the national team, and he has been playing really, really well. Oh, Harding didn't play. Okay, cool. I was about to say, God, long time this man not playing, no man. Respect, Dre. Big up yourself. Boy, Dre full of talk from where they, you know, cause View start win game, you know, man. Yeah, man, him start showing face again on the road. All right, so to be honest, a whole heap of talking we do on this part and segment. So let me get into the actual squad now. Look at the squad. McClaren, I'm sure, as I haven't heard, I missed some of the press conferences. So some of these things I'm hearing for the first time with you guys. And I will listen to the rest of it again. But I'm not going to play any more of the content from there. I'm just going to move on now to my breakdown and analysis of the team itself. All right. And this will last about a good 30 more minutes. And then once we get to the 2-hour mark, I am running away from you people. All right. I think the family just got back. They went out to one of my daughter's friend had a birthday, and I was like, okay, I can miss that. I don't need to go to that dinner party thing. I will be here doing my work, and I said I would be done with the stream by the time them reach, but I'm almost finished, so then can hold on because we have movie night and thing tonight. So, all right. So basically, this is the squad, the 23 that was named. I'm going to read them off. Obviously, you guys can read as well, but I will just read it as well. So it is Andre Blake in goal, Shaquan Davis, and Jamal Lowe. Those are the 3 goalkeepers. And I will just break down each list as we go through. So Andre Blake, definitely, I would say merited. If he's fit, match fitness, even if he's just coming off an injury, I would still pick him in the team. I think there are certain players when they're in teams that just give a level of confidence to the fans, to the teammates, everybody. I think Blake is one of those players. And he always tends to, for Jamaica, have a moment or two in the matches where it's like, whoa, what a save, or how did we not concede there? So yeah, Andre Blake, I think, you know, started out the season kind of up and down, but if we're being totally honest, in this last phase here, between the last game to now, I'm just gonna just double check one last time because I looked at this earlier. Just want to make sure. So we have, yeah, so the game was on the 10th. He went back to the MLS. I believe he didn't play maybe the first game when he got back, but ever since the second game, he has been playing consistently. They have a game tonight at 7:30, so hopefully he gets through that one, no issues. And it's a big game for them as well. They are really fighting right now to get into the playoffs. They need results, and they're playing the second best team in the conference, Columbus, the champions from last year. So it's a tough one, but they really, really need the points. So hopefully he can pull off a performance for them. They have 1 win, 1 draw, and a loss to Orlando last game that hurt them a bit. So they really need the bounce back game today. So yes, we'll definitely be checking in. That will be starting in about 8 minutes actually. Just make sure that he's starting. I'm sure he is, but let me just. All right. So yeah, Blake is starting tonight, so that's good. So yeah, fingers crossed, Blakey, you get through Capo and no issues. And you'll be on the plane probably, I guess, tomorrow. If not, yeah, probably tomorrow, I would think. So yeah, Andre Blake, merited, doing well. Not his best season. If you look at his history in the MLS, a lot of injury issues going on with him. Only played 13 games so far this season, out of a possible, I think they're up to about 33 games or so in the league. So, not the most, a bit more injuries than he would want this season. But to be honest, solid. Conceding about 0.8 goals a game in his 13 games. Let's see, he has 3 clean sheets, so not bad. Only has 1 error in the season that led to a goal. So, relatively keeping things calm. One thing I always check on with Blake is the passing. So I'm just looking at the passing now to see what kind of percentage he's working with. So passing, 71%. That's not bad for a keeper. Obviously, opposition half, it goes down to 34%. Long passes down to 40%. But in his own half, up to 87%. Would like that to be maybe even in the 90s as a keeper. If you're playing in your own half, typically it's an easy pass. So you'd want to see that in about the 90s. But the accurate passes per game being about 70 odd, I'm okay with that because I know you're going to go long as a keeper from time to time. So have seen improvement with the kicking. Still don't think he has the power on the kicks. Kind of floats the ball, can't really drive it so far. But yeah, has gotten a bit better passing out the ball. Still kind of worries me just a bit. Just doesn't look so comfortable, but has improved. Has gotten better from one time for sure. But still not up to that standard, I would say, worldwide. And you know what I mean? I wouldn't say so. But improvement has been going on. So Andre Blake definitely merited. Glad to see you back in the team. Shaquan Davis now, people. Of course, we got to see Shaquan in some competition outside of Jamaica or Jamaica Premier League. He was playing for Mount Pleasant in the Caribbean Cup as well. We saw him, fall short of getting through to the next round. Can't put that all on him. I thought his performances were decent. One thing I noticed with Shaquan, and maybe it's just me, but he could also maybe do with a little bit of physical work because he does seem to have a bit of a niggle here and there all the time. And I do feel like it might be that he's a bit bigger than he needs to be, but maybe I'm just seeing things. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing things, but I feel like him playing weight could be a little bit lower personally. But I think he's a decent keeper, one for the future. Definitely has some continuity with the guys in the camp. So I'm sure he's been learning off Blake and Waite, very experienced and those who have been able to play overseas in some leagues. So yeah, if Boyce Clark isn't forwarding, more than likely, he's been on the bench for Reading lately. So due to them calling him back the last time, maybe they don't want to shorten the Reading team during this time because League One does not have an international break. So they would still have their games going. So I totally understand. He didn't really mention Boyce Clark of the players that dropped out, but we know last time the situation occurred where he was here and they asked if we could send him back, and we did. So Davis stepped in last time. He steps in again. Then we have Jamal Lowe. He also is playing over in the USA, but not in the MLS. Jamal Lowe is in USL Championship, which is the second tier over in the US. He plays now for Locomotive, and his season has been rough as a team, but he himself has been pretty good. His overall score this season is just under 7, a 6.93. And in a team that's struggling in the league, if you're a keeper and you're getting those type of numbers, then you're having a decent go of it. 23 matches played. Did miss some time, but that was mainly due to the windows, going, in the middle of the season. The Copa America, this league was playing during that whole time. So, the team has played, I think about 10 to 13 more games. He only started 23, but when he's there, he starts. 23 games, he plays all the minutes, conceding 1.4 a game. Let's see, about a little over 3 saves a game. Let's see. So, big mistakes this season. He had 1 error that led to a shot, and he did commit 2 penalties. And actually, if you study his game, he's a lot more of a sweeper keeper than Blake. And I think his starting position sometimes, maybe he doesn't commit fully to being a sweeper keeper. And so he's in that dead no man space. And that decision making sometimes gets him into trouble. If you remember, I think, was it the Nations League games where he had it was the World Cup qualifiers where he had those shaky situations in a couple games that didn't really end up hurting him. It did in the Dominica game, but Dominican Republic, he had some similar things happen and it never really cost us. So yeah, that's the one thing I would say. If I'm trying to work on something with Jamali, I would say perfect that starting position. And if you're gonna be a sweeper keeper, commit to it and be far out of your goal, so you don't get caught in that no man's land where you have to decide to make a challenge and cause a penalty or something of that nature. So that is my one little take analyzing Jamali. Otherwise than that, he makes up for his lack of height with his command. I think he's very strong crosses in the air for someone so small, because 6 foot is not big for a keeper. And looking at him standing up beside people, I think he's actually closer to 5'10", 5'11", but that's neither here nor there. He does play bigger than his size, so I'll give him that. And I like his kicking out. He really drives the ball long distance wise. Doesn't really float it like Blake does. So yeah, he has a different type of kicking technique that is, more like what we're seeing in today's football. So Jamal Lowe deserved again. I wouldn't say I've passed Blake by any stretch, but I can know that if Blake goes down, at least we have somebody that I pretty much trust at this point. I've seen it enough. His sample size is great enough for me to say, okay, Jamal Lowe is serviceable. I can work with him in the goal for sure. All right, Dexter Lembikisa in the defense. We also have Deshaun Bernard, Greg Lee, Damian Lowe, John Bell, Richard King, Tavan Gray, and Ethan Pinnock. And of course, the newest arrival, Mason Holgate, who we know his status for the first game up in the air and the second game as well, even though they said it should. Should don't mean will. So we'll just say for now, Mason Holgate is pending to play. All right. But by the looks of things, we have a bit better balance this time with the back line. We have 2 right backs there, Dexter Lembikisa, Tavan Gray. Of course, we only have 5 midfielders, but one of them is a right back as well. But based on the lack of midfielders, I doubt we'll be seeing Joel play defense this go around. We're going to need him in midfield. So we have 2 right backs. We have 2 left backs, Greg Lee and John Bell. So good balance there. And then we have 9 defenders. So that means we went with 5 center backs this time. Now, Holgate is kind of a utility as well. He could play central defensive midfield. He could play right back. He could play center back. So that's just another guy that's a Swiss Army knife when it comes down to positions on the pitch. Yes, his main position is center back, but he could play in another role. And we've seen it before in his career before, right? Definitely bulk majority center back. So we're not trying to put another person in midfield. I'm just saying, based on the team and the amount of midfielders we have to be flexible, right? So that's the defenders, people. For me, no one on here really, I would say, it was a shock. I will say, let me just for a second, let me share this screen. I want to show you guys Dexter, what he's been up to lately since he went over to Switzerland on loan. All right, he's at Iverdon Sport FC, right? And I just want to show you guys here Dexter. All right, so this is Dexter, people. So Dexter made this move recently to Switzerland. Before the window the last time, he played a PL2 game. And then came in. We saw him in the first game. Got a 7.1, decent rating, but that's why the eye test is important. He did look a bit leggy, especially towards the end of that game. Didn't really give us the same drive that we'd notice and would get from Dexter all the time. And of course, our eyes weren't deceiving us. He wasn't fit enough to play that second game, and we had to put Greg Lee in at right back then. But since he's been, he got there on the 11th of September. Took him a little while to get into the team, but I think this was so this is Evedan Sport here. They played a game on the 22nd, which he did start, because I remember talking about this on a show back then. I think he lasted, I want to say 60 odd minutes in this one. Oh no, so he only lasted 33 minutes. Wow. So I'm assuming that this was an injury, but normally they put the little injury symbol, and then he actually was on the bench today at least, because I know they had a game before this that he wasn't on the bench. So I would like to think that that was a bit of an injury issue, why he would have come off in 33 minutes. And then today now, he was on the bench, but was an unused sub. So, you know, we saw going into the last window, we didn't quite get the Dexter performance that we know in the first game. I mean, it wasn't terrible, don't get me wrong, but I thought he had ample opportunity to really help us going forward with Cuba sitting back, and he just wasn't able to really provide that quality on the service that we used to from him. And I think a part of that was just lack of match fitness. So when we talk about the continuity versus match fitness, yes, we know that he's pretty much nailed down the right back spot. But based on continuity and match fitness and that argument of balance and trying to go with me as an analyst saying, listen, this is what they've been doing in football, guys. We have to look at these things. Based off of that, right? I don't know how we can look at what this guy has been doing, Tavon. And as he said, he has two right backs. So basically, he's looking at one or the other to play right back, right? Now, let's look at Tavon Gray's season by the numbers. And this is in the MLS, top tier in the US. He's played 25, started 17, averaged 60 minutes per game. He has a goal. Let's see. And the goal was from outside the box. It was a left-footed goal as well. And he has 7 assists to go along with the goal. So very productive in the final third as a defender. He has created 10 big chances on the season. He averages basically just below 1 key pass a game. 2 clean sheets. These are the defensive stats on the season now. 1.2 interceptions, 1.3 tackles. Maybe you'd like that a little more active. You know, maybe get that up to, you know, closer to the 2, 1.7, 1.8-ish. I like this stat though. Balls recovered or ball recoveries. Right at 3 a game almost, 2.7. That is very respectable. Dribble pass per game, 0.3. That's not bad. So, you know, that's basically once every 3 games or so, somebody might dribble past him. He did commit 1 penalty on the season, but I like this stat as well. No errors led to a shot or a goal in the entire season so far. And he has 4 yellow cards in his 25 games played. No reds, no yellow reds. All right, so that is his stats. And if you look at what's been happening lately with his team, I'm just going to show you guys, right? So this is the most recent game. This was on the 2nd. I'm surprised they should have a game this weekend. But yeah, I'm not on New York City. I'm just on him. So let me just go to New York City. And the reason why I'm doing this, right? I want to show you guys the consistency of the lineups with New York. So this was the most recent game against, well, this is tonight against Nashville, about to start. And Tavon Gray is actually not starting tonight. Wow. So this game is about to kick off. Wait. Oh no, this game is tomorrow. This game is tomorrow. All right, this game is tomorrow. So what is this? Possible lineup? What is this? Well, I must the possible lineup this, because they say October 6th them are playing Nashville. So this must be the potential lineup then. Yeah, possible lineup. All right. So I don't know how them a bench the dog and them a play every damn game. But anyway, New York City, Cincinnati was the last game, right? So we'll look at the lineup from that game. We'll see. This is the game. He actually came off the bench in this one for Ilinich as well. So he came on with 5 minutes to go in the last game. The game before that, this was the game when he scored a goal, I believe, the New York Derby. This one I'm pretty sure. I'm almost dead certain he started because I went back and watched the highlights of this game. Let's see lineups. All right, so there's Tavon, man of the match performance, 8.2, played the full 90. Now this was last weekend, and then they had a midweek game which the coach decided to go with the other right back option. Then they played Messi on the 21st and they drew 1-1. Tavon started again in that one, played 81 minutes, and you see the guy subbing on for him. So they have been back and forth, but if you look at the recent games in this playoff push now, Tavon Gray has been the name on the team sheet from the beginning. And this dates back all the way basically through the last window. Now we're in the end of August here when I'm pulling this up. Tavon starting again. New York City and Chicago. Tavon starting again. And then we got into the Leagues Cup competition, which we're not really going to discuss. So out of the last, 8 games? Yeah, 7 games. He has started 6, played in all. Yeah, so, based on that, based on match fitness, match preparedness, it's really hard to argue against Tavon Gray starting. But I know that we have grown accustomed to Dexter starting. So we'll see, people. What do you guys think? I mean, based on how much games they have been playing, I would have to argue that Gray is a bit more match sharp, So let's see if the coach agrees or what he goes with, or is Tavon Gray really just brought in as the definite backup? What do you guys think? Because I say, I have to keep the same energy, people. I can't be arguing about players not getting minutes and then disregard that Dexter getting way less minutes than Tavon. That's just a fact. One domestic player in. Yeah, Adai is a strange one, Rob Smith. I don't know what's going on, why we can't call the man. He's at Stockport now with Bibi son. I mean, I don't know how. Man can't get not even a look, brother. Yeah, them supposed to kick off now, Biro. I'm supposed to miss a whole heap of. Good question, know yourself. Good question. Why we can't call up a U21 squad each window and start play some damn U21 game? I don't think Dexter will start for Jamaica based on what the coach said. Yeah, it would be tough. It would be tough. It would be tough, I must say. Agree. What a weekend. Big up Eddie Gooner. Them say he don't want to pay for a League 2 keeper to fly to Jamaica to come sit on the bench. Well, Adai not in League 2 anymore. He qualified his team from League 2 to League 1 and left and went to another club. So, he's in League 1 now. Nobody complaining. Boyce Clark is a staple. Because I'm not getting no minutes. Yeah, it's true. Same energy not being kept there. We'll beat Dixon. I'm not met the team. But Boyce Clark on the bench at least. So that's a difference. But him not a player. He wasn't in the squad today? Damn. That's weird. The man been in every squad ever since. So why I'm not in there today? You're right, because they don't have the game listed today on them name. And then play Rotherham this morning. So I wonder if him pick up something. Because I don't know them to have any other keeper besides David Button and him. Yeah, so it's another youth. A youth named Matt Rowley. Him don't even have him picture or nothing. There's a guy who don't even play football in him life yet. So I guess something going on with Kanaya Fitness. Because them down to a no name person. not even have a picture. So that it must be a little kid. Yeah, that's the big difference. He had 4 big giveaways that could have led to goal, and one did. Yeah. That's true. That's the weight conversation. Yeah. If him never played today, Chris would have come and said, "Hey Jason, how come both of them?" Oh, Lord God. On the low Chris, man. Chris have him takes and don't have no takes, man. Love him. Tavan is doing well for his team. I agree with you, Jason. Yeah, look, as I say, he wasn't my player. I was beating him badly in his last games, wondering if Duppy on the field, why him keep dropping down and stuff. So yeah, but we have to be honest, the man is putting in good shifts in his team, very good shifts in his team. So it is what it is. All right, let me see if there was anyone else on this defender list. Yes, so the next thing I want to check on people real quick is the left back situation. So we have John Bell and we have Greg Lee. So let's just look real quick now. John Bell. Because we kind of keep up a bit with Greg Lee. Because we follow the championship pretty often. MLS, definitely, I will say it's more of a, every now and again checks, not as frequent. So John Bell, decent rating, 6.88, but let's see how frequent him playing. So 10 games and 5 starts, not the best output. I mean, we're up to in the 30s for games played in this competition so far. So, I know that he missed some time due to being at the Copa. But to be totally honest, Jonathan Bell just hasn't really had the chance to really solidify himself in this team. This is the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games leading up to the midweek game this week, and one of them, I think he enter the field and play late in this one or something. Because anytime you see that little dash, maybe he came on, but it was so little time that he don't get a mark. Yes, okay, so that's what happened. Came on in the 87th in this one. So he did get some minutes, thankfully, couple of minutes. The game before that against Houston on the bench but didn't play. Then we have Seattle San Jose. This was another substitute appearance here. He entered the field of play for Tolo, and as you see, Tolo is the left back, so at least he's playing the position that we want him to play. He can play centre back as well and has done so for this club this season, but it looks like lately they have been using him more so at the left back role. This game Tolo was out, so let's see, did he start? No, they played Reed Baker over there, and Jonathan Bell came on for him. Wow, so interesting. So the guy who normally start, Tolo, wasn't playing, and then this Reed Baker guy start, and he looks young, so he looks like a kid. All right, so Bell got on there, and then the Columbus game. Damn, they mash up Columbus this day. Red card for the keeper. Reed start again, the young man, and Bell probably came in for him. Yeah, so Bell came in there. So, and as you can see, whenever the minutes kind of not so great, they still put him down to play with their MLS Next affiliate. That would be Tacoma Defiance, I believe, because that's Washington Tacoma. So yeah, so as you can see, him and Reed go down there to get more time. So the guy is playing football, maybe not as much as I would like. This is probably his best game of the season when he got a goal there. But a lot of substitute appearances. Like I said, only 10 in the MLS so far this season. And let's see how many Leagues Cup games. So he only played, I don't think that's correct because it's more than one he played in that. And then MLS Next. So he's played 3 times in the MLS Next. So not the most game time, if we're being honest with yourself, but I asked you guys in the chat, what other left back we could have called that's playing football and have a passport? Let me know. I'm not sure if I could name one, and I damn searched the world for players. So You know, I don't know. I think his explanation makes sense. He's a player that know the squad. I don't know how much of a veteran to the squad he is. He really only been in a few, but at least he's been there before, so it's not like it's something brand new to him. The other player that we want to check is our other left back, Greg Lee. Now they had a game today. Oxford not doing too badly in the championship as well, you know. Kind of, you know, not really up there with the top, but definitely a good way away from relegation right now. Right now in the league, a 6.85, so not bad. With Greg, the issue that I'm having is just he can't really get the starting Bert nailed down. He keeps splitting time with the other left back. Brown started over there today. Let's see. Greg did come in at halftime for Nelson. So I wonder if Greg did actually play centre back today. No, it looks like he was on the left side, so they probably slid Brown over to play. Yeah, so they moved Brown into the middle. You can see by the heat map him was over here, but then kind of start concentrate more to the middle. So yeah, interesting that I've never seen this guy Brown playing over there. The guy who Greg Lee always having the battle with. I don't even see him on this list today. Let me see if I can find the guy I'm talking. He didn't play at all. He was an unused sub against Burnley in that draw. This Bristol City match would have been the second one after the window. And in this one, I can't remember if he started this one. Let's check. Yeah, he started this one and played the full 90. Nice. And then Oxford Stoke as well, the 1-0 win. This was actually a really good performance from Greg. I remember him starting this game. There we go. Yeah, he started this one. I remember that one. First game after the window. So let's see. Moving forward, it's trending upwards for Greg. If you look at his season, you know, started out on the bench, came off the bench in the next one, started this cup match. Then this was the first time he actually started a league match of the season, I think. No, Bennett got injured. That's what happened. So Joe Bennett is the guy I was looking for. He is the guy that the coach kept playing over him. And then when Bennett got injured in this game, I think this is when the coach started to maybe say, boy, I have to maybe give this guy a look in to start. And when he came back after the window, he started a few games, wasn't using this one, and then came back off the bench in this game this morning. So let's see moving forward if you know the 6 played 2 starts, we can get that start number closer to the total played as we get more games in the season. But Greg Lee for me, getting time, training hard, always putting a good shift for Jamaica. You know, not the cleanest technical player in the world, but make up fight with him, determination, strength, energy, fight, and yeah, keeps the mistakes to a minimum as well. You have to point that out. So solid player, very solid player, and one that I think we don't have to worry about when he's out there. All right. Then you have Damian Lowe. We have gone through at length. Damian Lowe, you know, made the move to Saudi Arabia. Rough start over there for him. Got red carded in 2 different competitions. Took a few games to get going as well in terms of playing time. But yeah, hopefully after this window he can really settle down over there and become a mainstay in the team. But yeah, Damian Lowe back in the squad. Averaging a 6.9 so far over there in the Pro League. As I said, the 1 appearance over there. And, you know, got a 6.9 with the yellow red as well. And then had a King's Cup match, which he got a red card in. So I know his team probably had games since then, but he's out of both competitions for now. Let me see when last they played, actually. Should have had a game this weekend, I would think. All right, King's Cup. All right, so this is the game he would have missed. They got a 4-2 win, and they played Al Ittihad a couple of days ago and lost. So I guess I'm assuming that it's a 1-match ban. So was he not used in this game or what? Let's take a look. Because I would think he missed the 1 game. This is the game he would have missed out of the league. So let me see if he's in this one. And this was a few days ago. Against Benzema side. Okay, so it's not listed. So perhaps it's a more than one game ban. I know he wouldn't have been in this squad because this was one game after. So ain't no way. Why this side love get red card, man? Next defender get red in this one too. Jaja. Alright, so D'Lo got some time for the first time in his league. Couple of games. Took him a few games, I said, to get going and get playing. But in his first league game, he did get a second yellow to get sent off. And in the next match, which was a cup match, they lost and he got a red in that one as well. So not the brightest start to life over there in Saudi Arabia for Lowe, but he's back into the team. One of those players that I think is going to make the team. I mean, puts in good shifts for the most part for Jamaica. But yeah, we have to look at match fitness, and maybe he's not in the best shape ever right now. In terms of the performances. Let's look at another defender, and I always end up putting these two close because the narrative is that he's just as wild as Damian Lowe. We have kind of debunked that when we put up the stats over his career with yellow cards and whatnot. People were tagging me and stuff when this happened. He did get a red card in this window, so we have to state that plain. But look at what he's done since he's been back. Right back into the team, starting all the games. Really one lean performance, all green scores for the guy. And this red card. Professional handball, it was an interpretation call. Some referees might not have given it. I do think if it was an infringement based on where he was on the pitch, I agree with the red card. But there were some that saw the play and say it was a bit harsh to call him for that yellow. I mean, for that handball. But as the ref said today, it was his interpretation, and we just have to live with it. See? But yeah, match fitness wise, no issues with Mr. Bernard. He's there, getting his time. Sheffield Wednesday doing a lot better this season than they were last as well, and he's a big part of it. I have seen lately where they've been going with this system a lot more, and he's been in the middle. I know that we have moved away from a back three lately. Even though what it said on paper was a 4 the last time, I thought that it was really a 3 because Bell was kind of in the 3, and the right back would be pushing up. I think it was a bit different in the second game when Lee was on that side. It was more of a traditional back 4. But in that first game, for sure, Dexter was basically playing right wing. And we had a back 3. So we have players that are comfortable in both systems. We've seen Pinnock play for Brentford in either system. We've seen Bernard play there in either system. We saw Lowe playing the back 4 or the back 5 when he was at Philly. So we have a lot of the players that are doing enough in world football and at their clubs to kind of different. They can do both. So it's not like they're set in stone what they can do, but they're good versatility. Then of course Richard King back into the team, JPL player, Cavalier player. He was recently in the news for being linked to some clubs overseas. So he's back into the team. Cavalier with a good start to the JPL, and the only JPL team that has qualified for the semifinals of this Caribbean Cup, and Richard King has had good games in those games as well. So he made it the last time, wasn't playing games. He's actually playing now. So I don't see no reason why you can't put him back in there if he was in there before, and he's actually playing now and doing some good things. So Richard King is there. So basically the centre back pool looks like this. We have Damian Lowe, Deshaun Bernard, Ethan Pinnock, and Richard King. And you would add Mason Holgate into the mix, but again, we're not really so certain what's going on with him in terms of his eligibility to actually run out. But we have to keep the same energy. What has Mason Holgate been up to? So Mason Holgate, as you can see, is at West Bromwich Albion now. He was previously at Everton. In the championship so far, and this is actually last season, so he has not seen the pitch this year in the championship for West Brom. See if he's even making the bench. Yeah, so Mason is on the bench in this one today. And Chris was making mention of the players he's behind. So Semi, if you follow football, you know this guy. He's a Nigerian national team player, starting for them recently as well. So he's not a slouch, very good defender. And also the other one is, I believe, the club captain, and that's Kyle Bartley. If you're following football for any amount of time, this player has been in West Brom system for a good while now. Even when West Brom was all the way in the Prem, I believe he was there then. Yeah, 2018. So yeah, that would have been around the time when they were still up. And he's stuck around with them and is now club captain. To my knowledge, he also might have some lineage to Jamaica, if I'm not mistaken. I know this because I remember he was at one time an Arsenal Academy player years ago. And I think I remember somebody telling me that. But I could be wrong. You can correct me in the comment section if I am just making up things. But I don't think I am. Yeah, from Arsenal 21. Yeah, I knew he was an Arsenal youth player. Yeah, so that is basically what he has ahead of him. I would think based on these names on the bench, Mason is more than likely the next choice, even though Paddy McNair is no slouch either. And he can play centre back as well. I remember he was at Man U at one time long ago. So yeah, he has some competition in this team to get game time, But as of right now, Mason Holgate has yet to play any games for his new club. Mason Holgate made this move on loan from Everton at the end of August, and he's only been able to just be a substitute. So, we have to keep the same energy, people. Mason Holgate, very happy you got over the line, because I think you're a player that can add value to the score. At the end of the day, you're 27, so you still have some years ahead of you, quite a few to be honest. But I don't know if West Brom was the best place to take your loan, because you're not getting a chance. But let's see. The season is, a lot of twists and turns to happen. It looks like, though, based on the players I'm seeing here, these guys are going to be hard to remove. Bartley's the captain, so he's probably going to play, and Semi is an international for Nigeria as well. So it's not like he's some scrubs ahead of him over there, people. So we will keep to monitor it now that we know that it's official. He will be getting calls and is eligible to play for us for sure. Nobody can tell us otherwise. He's in the damn team. We will be watching even more closely now. So let's see. My hope is, who knows, maybe this can help him at his club, him do some performance for Jamaica and them say, wow, we had this all along to use and we're not using it. Let's give him a chance. You never know. But Mason, wishing you all the best, my bro. But I have to keep the energy the same. You're not playing a football, so if it was up to me, your minutes would be extremely limited in this window, because I just don't know how match fit you can actually be, because you haven't played any match. You know what I mean? You haven't played any match. We said the right back good also. Never even who I play right back. Cause you're right, that's the next way him could have maybe get a game. Yeah, Darnell Furlong, veteran, Premier League player as well previously. And Darnell, how much now? Shouldn't be too old. Yeah, 28. I'm about the same age. Yeah, Furlong is a good player. Definitely a quality championship player for sure. But yeah, just have to keep watching, people. Holgate not doing the most right now, but he's there, and I know it's been a long time coming. I know he's wanting to represent for a long time. So just thankful that it's close to over the line, and I just hope they don't throw him into the deep end, because I don't believe that he's gonna be match ready, to be totally honest. All right, so the show has stretched a little longer than I want right now. I'm really saying I'll give my family time, but I don't want to say I'm going to do a part 2. So guess what? Let's go speed up the process just a bit. So obviously 5 midfielders here: Casey Palmer, Karai Anderson, Bobby Reid, Joel Latibeaudiere, Tyreek McGee. So I've been following all these players because McGee has come up lately in the talks. And so I've been trying to keep up with everything. So I'll just, without bringing up everybody on the screen, let me just say this. Casey Palmer, since he's been to Hull, very happy. Getting game time. I think today was the first time he didn't get an appearance since he's been there. You know, not due to injury. But I think part of that was they got killed. It was 4-0. He didn't start. The coach said, oh, the game done. I'm not going to bring on a creative player where I lose 4-0 for what? So he never play. Might actually work out in our favor because he got an extra day rest, big traveling ahead, and based on the setup of this midfield, I'd be shocked if Casey Palmer don't start both games. So we're going to need him fresh, and he has been playing games. So he's fresh, and he has the match fitness. Karai Anderson has started the last 3, as someone alluded to earlier. Still kind of in and out as far as starting, but good run of games lately. So no issues with his match fitness as far as I'm concerned. Bobby Reid training at an elite level in the Prem, but not getting the game time I would like him to get. I mentioned this when the transfer window closed and I saw they brought in like 3 more players that could play Bobby Reid's position. I didn't think it was a good look for Bobby at the time. And it's kind of proving so. He's not getting the minutes that we saw him getting when the season first started, you know. His minutes have completely curtailed. Right now, I think he started the first 2. He's played 5. I think they have, 7 games played. So he's missed 2 of them as well. And now his minutes are down to 36 minutes per game. Starting out the season, it was closer to 70 odd, 60 something odd. So, you know, yet to get a goal contribution. Still doing good on his defensive stats. Covering the ground like we know he can. But just not able to get into this team the way I would have liked. I was thinking the Leicester move would actually help out, but it seems like it's back to a situation like it was at Fulham right now with his minutes. Again, though, Bobby Reid and Karai, and Casey, I think the coach is going to lean on them a lot in this window, in that midfield. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise. He's so fresh, you know what I mean? But match fitness counts, and I just want him to play a little bit more consistent minutes, but he has to force his way into the team. You know, it's not going to be handed to him. So he's got to just prove to Steve Cooper in training that I know you brought in these people, but you brought me here before them, and you did that for a reason. Let me show you what it is again. But this team got a good win today, 1-0, and he did get some time to come see out the game on the pitch late. I think he came on with about 8 minutes or so left, so he got that plus injury time. So that was Bobby Reid, and you know, since the last window, as I say, the first 2 games back, he didn't see the field. Then they had a cup game which he started and played, and then the 2 recent games, Arsenal and Bournemouth, he had cameos off the bench in both. So not ideal, but I think we can look at it half full for this because, as I said, I believe he's going to be heavily leaned on in this window. And so maybe it's good he's not so dead. Joel Latibodier, another player that I think I can't really quite pinpoint what the coach wanted to do with him this season. I've seen him play multiple roles. He's played right back. He's played in a back 5. He's played in a back 4 as a centre back. He's played center midfield off the bench, like in a double pivot. So he's done a lot of different things. He's played 6 games, started 5, 73 minutes a game. So when he's fit and healthy, he's normally a starter. Did not foul off the bench today. Again, could be a blessing in disguise for us because I think otherwise his match fitness should be fine. He has played a good amount of games since going back from the last camp. And I know, again, the coach is going to rely on him heavily in both of these games. And you know that CDM role is a lot of work you're putting in. So I'm okay with the match fitness, and I'm actually okay with the freshness because we're going to need him. Now, Tyreek McGee, that's the player that we're going to actually look at on the screen because I would say the 2 USL Championship call-ups actually are probably the 2 surprises. I think everybody would agree with me with that. Romario Williams and Tyreek McGee. So let's just take a look at both of those players and just familiarize ourselves with what they have been doing. So this is Tyreek McGee. They still have his picture from JC on here. But This is what he's done in the championship this season. So a good rating is in the green, 7.07. He has made 13 appearances this season with 8 starts. So that's also good news. There was a time when the games were a lot less and there were fewer starts, so the ratio is getting better as the games played continue. His recent game he played was on the 28th, so he probably has a game tonight. Let me see. Should actually start already, I would think. Matches. Okay, so they actually don't have a game today. So he's resting this weekend, and he'll actually have games during the window, so he'll miss those. But this is what he has been doing this season, and more importantly, recently. So if you look at the last window, would have been what, September? Okay, so this would have been after the window. Now, right when the window was going on, but actually, let's go back a little further. So the knock on Maggie has always been just not consistent enough, not playing enough games. So I would say right around this US Open Cup match, where I thought he had a good performance playing NYC second team, right? He didn't quite get it through the line the next couple of games, but then I think he had an injury that caught up to him around this time. When he came back from injury and was fit in the end of July, this is when I think the coach started to say, okay, let me see if you can give me something. So that's where it started, right at the end of July. And I would say since that time, you can see the difference in his performance. So end of July, August, and these are all games consecutive. Getting minutes, starting the bulk of them, contributing with goals and assists. Getting to the end of September now, which he played his last game against Ludan. So this is the most recent performance. So let's just pull that up and show you guys. Get a feel for where he's playing and everything on the pitch. So with big catchphrase, all Jamaican fans will lack creativity, And whenever we talk about this, a player that always comes up is this player, Tyreek Magee. Now, I will say his attributes and his skill set, yes, he is a creative number 10 type of player. That is what he is, right? My concern has always been, has the game left Tyreek Magee's style behind? Because it is not really common these days to have players in the team that not doing both sides of the work. Even the forwards nowadays have to be doing the work. So from what I've been told, and I actually did, I'll tell you the game that I actually watched. I was able to watch one of these games. It was this one. So the game when Wait was playing against Magee, I actually watched this game. And if you look at this game, right, starting position, typically wide. He prefers to drift out to the right, and that's what he was doing a lot. But you see the touches tend to forward high up the middle third and into the attacking third. We don't really see him venturing much and getting involved too much deeper in the pitch. If he does so, typically, it's maybe an extended spell of position for the other team, and then he gets the ball in his own half. But I think still for me, that motor is not quite exactly where I want it to be. And I know not every player is going to be action and hustle and bustle, but I think you still need a little bit of it in your game. And I don't know if, especially when you consider this is the championship level that I'm watching him at, and it still feel like him could have put in a little more work. But again, there has been improvement, but he's coming from a place that was very bad, and maybe he's gone out of the very bad and gone into the below average area in terms of defensive work and stuff. It just needs to keep improving. At the end of the day, Tyreek Magee currently is 25 years of age, so he'll be 26 next August. So it's not the end of his road by any means. And I think I am just happy that there's some level of consistency in the guy's play right now. And the coach agrees with me. He's been putting him in the damn team a lot. I struggled to find the last game he didn't start. Here's a man of the match performance against Charleston. This was against Tampa Bay. Started that one. Tulsa. He started this one. Okay, he didn't start this one. He came off the bench and got a goal. Oh, he didn't play this game at all? So I can get 6.5. Okay, see him come on there. Came on for Zandi. Same forward in the 10. Yeah, so predominantly playing that central role. If you look at his heat map for the season, though, has popped up on the left, in the middle, on the right. So he plays basically 3 different positions. You see the system they play. They sometimes use him where you see Henriquez, sometimes where you see Hanya are right in the number 10 role where this actual number 10 was playing. So he can play the multiple positions. You see limited amount of touches towards the defensive to middle third. So I think if he does play, the coach needs to make sure to have a system where it's a number 10. We don't need Maggie in a number 8/10 role. I don't think it will work out. Put him in the 10 if he's going to play and let him try creating the half spaces. That's the only way I think you'll get something out of Maggie. Don't pressure him to put in work like you pressure Casey and you pressure Bobby Reed. They're not going to manage that. Give him the tools he need to be successful. And I think to do so, you have to set up a system similar to this where you have a out and out number 10 role. And yes, we still need the work, Maggie. So I think so because we create the role, you can stand up there. But let's not overdo it and make him into a box-to-box because that's not his game. All right, so Tyreek Magee, listen, all I can say, big man, you have some loyal fans and they wanted you in the team. You're in the team, big man. So based on the midfield makeup, there's not many there. So I feel like you're going to get a chance. So when you get that chance, just make the most of it, Zine. All right, so I don't know why it's cutting off the forwards after this, but obviously you guys know it was Ronaldo Cephas, Norman Campbell, Mikel Antonio, Damari Gray, Kaheem Dixon, and Romario Williams. So before I go to anybody else, let's just go to the other player that was a surprise for me in terms of selection now, and that was Romario Williams. Romario is in the championship. He's 30 years of age now, and he has made 25 appearances in the league this year, so getting a lot of game time. Split between 2 clubs. He ended up at Indy 11, but started out his season at Hartford in Connecticut. He's played 25, started 18, 66 minutes per game. He has 4 goals and 1 assist in those 25 appearances. So not his most prolific season in front of goal. He has 5 big missed chances as well, so could have had a little bit of tally on the season. Goal conversion 9%, not the greatest. But I do think as he gets a bit older and more mature, he has added some facets to his game and can facilitate a lot better in terms of playing off the striker as well as being the main striker. So I do see a situation where he could still maybe, if need be, play alongside Antonio. But I do honestly believe that he's there for foil for Antonio. Another body, not as physically imposing because nobody is really as Antonio, but a similar style if need be, can play with his back to goal as well as combining with other players. So Romario Williams, I think this is a pick where if you look at his performances for Jamaica, typically he does put in good shifts. I mean, I don't think anybody is ever, overjoyed when he's selected, and nobody's upset either, because if we're being totally honest, he has done relatively well for Jamaica when he plays. I mean, if you look at even the Nations League last year, he was a big reason why we made it out that far in the competition. Some games when other people maybe didn't have the best performance, he's the one who stepped up. This Grenada game played really well, and then I think there was another game, the previous window against Haiti. Yeah, he came on and saved this game for us, caused some problems, earned a penalty, which was converted for the draw. So he's had good moments with the national team. And, if we refuse to widen the pool by making sure we exhaust all the resources we have, then surely the striker pool is a bit thin. I have made my claims as to who I would pick, but this show is not about who I would pick. It's just about the players that were picked. Let me see what's going on. He is playing right now for Indy. So, or is he not? So Romario actually on the bench today. Wow, first in a while. He very rarely does he bench for this team, to be honest, A lot of these non-starts were before he left Hartford. So yeah, randomly not starting today. Interesting. It's 1-1 now. So actually I can find this game, I should watch it. Playing Louisville City. All right, so I will see it and just see how him play tonight. So me give you an update tomorrow, people, on how I'm looking at the game, because it's second half now, so more than likely him get a substitute appearance in that game, yeah. Because very rarely him not get the game at all. So that's Romario Williams, as I said before. I think this pick is more of a what have you done for us before, and also a player that we know won't really upset the camaraderie in the camp. Somebody that's been a part of it before. So I think he does that. That is what kind of pushed him over the line over some potential others we could have called on. And then the other player now that's back in the team that wasn't there before, and that is Ronaldo Cephas. So let's see what Cephas been up to after his fiasco with his club earlier in the season. Seems to have put things right. The club refused to get rid of him, so he had to play at some point, and he's playing now. He's at a 6.64 currently. As you can see, the 21st and the 28th and the 15th was pretty much when he got back going for this team. Let's see. So, yeah, not many games since June. Then we move into August. Got some game time. Got his first goal of the season in this game. And interestingly enough, there was a Reggae boy playing in this game against him. As you know, Daniel Johnson made the move over to this league in Turkey and is playing for Faith right now. And he actually played and he's starting in a number 10 role for this team. Ever since Daniel Johnson has been there, he has started every single game. That since he's been there, he started every game at number 10. So Daniel Johnson still doing his thing. This was the 6.7 in that game that he got. You see him just all over that midfield, getting touches in. But this is DJ actually started out a little deeper, but then moved up the pitch after some substitutes. So playing that box-to-box role and playing it decently as well. I didn't even realize it was a permanent move to this club. I thought he was there on loan. Wow. So and we just looked the other day, people. This Turkish first division, is still highly rated, above a lot of places, above MLS, above a lot of places. So don't sleep on the second division over Turkey. Some highly rated players there and some good clubs with good players there. But anyway, this is about Cephas. Cephas has played 5, started 2, getting 53 minutes per game so far in this league. He has the 1 goal, no assists on the season. But look, for me, Ronaldo Cephas, pace merchant, we know, can't go around that super fast, but I think a lot to learn in a lot of aspects of the game. I think this game was today that happened. Let me see. This was 9 o'clock this morning. So let's see if he played. Didn't start. Let's see if he got on. So Cephas came on for Varga. So, and they typically do play him on that left-hand side, which is where we see him for Jamaica too. So, let's see. He's back in. I know a lot of fans are happy about it. Some saying, okay, let's see. Let's kind of still see. Jury's still out for some. For me, I just think it's game reps. It's more development. Potential is there for sure, but he's 24 now, so we need to start realizing some of that potential. But that's Ronaldo Cephas, and then now I don't know why I'm still showing this on the screen. If you can't see it, let me get rid of this. Brand. Get my backdrop back on there. All right, now Next on the list, we have Norman Campbell. We've been following him, tracking him since the last window. He has been doing well. So Cephas, match fitness wise, I would say he's pretty much up to speed now after his original problems with the club. It's been a good, basically since the window closed, actually, he's been pretty much a part of all the teams and everything and playing every game. So I have no issues with the match fitness. That's fine. Now we have Norman Campbell. Norman Campbell, of course, in the Danish first division. And again, when I was going through the league rankings the other day, pleasantly surprised how high Danish Super League is. So he's in I think he's in a top 20 in the World League according to Team Farm list. So that's kudos there. 6.88, so good rating so far this season. Played 9, started 8, getting about 70 minutes per game. He has 4 goals in those 9 games, no assists. But yeah, very, very good. You see his heat map operates pretty much as a wide forward on the right. Can play on the left as well, but prefers the right and is effective from that right as well. Had a nice, it looks like Jamaica kind of boosted him, went back and had 2 goals in games in a row. And then lost in the cup game, which was a surprise because they should have beat this team. And then they had a 2-2 draw on the 28th. So I think I checked because I thought he might be playing today, and I don't believe they have another game until after the window. Actually, no, they don't take a break. So they have a game on the 6th. Oh, so that's tomorrow. Okay, so he has a game tomorrow, people. Hopefully no issues there. Early morning. Yeah, I can rise and see if we can find a stream for that. Put it on one of my devices and watch that. Yeah, so I'm going to try watch that in the morning, people. The Randers game. Shouldn't be too hard to find a stream for that one. So that's Norman Campbell. And then after Norman Campbell, so no issues with the match fitness there. Mikel Antonio, we know, big day for Mikel. 1 goal, 3 assists. Big day. 3 assists in fantasy league. So didn't register the assists like on sofa score and statistics like that. But so yeah, let me not say 3 assists. 1 goal and very, very positive performance from Antonio. I think it's 2 in a row now. Getting closer, it looks like, to his true form, his true self. And hopefully he can bring that to Jamaica with him. I'm okay with the match fitness of Antonio. I think the coach has kind of let him play himself into form, kind of benched him a few times, even with no Fulcro, just to see if he could get something different. And then I think some of those substitute appearances when he was trying something different proved to the coach that he has to play him because they need a focal point in the middle. It can't be Bowen. Leave Bowen and Kudus to do their thing and leave him central. That's how it's going to work. I agree with that, and I think the coach realized that now as well. And then Kaheem Dixon, we know he's over at Charlton currently, yet to feature for the first team, but he has gotten some game time and had some goals and assists with the U21 team. So this is Kaheem Dixon here, transferred over there on the 22nd. Football League trophy is where they have him listed on his matches here, because I don't believe that they just show the league he's playing in. That professional development league is not registered on SofaScore. So guess what? Because we want the real, let me type in Kaheem Dixon transfer market, because I know them track every damn thing. So let's go to them, and that way we can give Kaheem the right time and show what he's doing. Again, we didn't go to Antonio because he's in a reputable league. I follow the Prem. I know that Antonio is playing and he's match fit. I don't need to worry about Antonio. But Dixon, we need to figure out where he's at. So let's see. All right, so do they not have anything on here? Okay, here we go. No, we need more than Premier League stats. We need the current season. So people, it's like them don't want me know nothing about Dixon, I swear. All right, what we'll do next way then. So Charlton U21 transfer market. No, actually, I'll go back to sofa because them will tell me there. Well, I'll go on for that side. Yeah. All right, Charlton U21. So there's the PDL, the Professional Development League, that's below the PL2, and they're in the South Group. They're actually leading that with 9 played, 19 points. And their most recent game in this competition would have been this morning, actually, against Cardiff. I think he did play in this game. Now, the problem with SofaScore and this league, they do not show you the lineup, people. But I do know, because what we do is we follow the Charlton Twitter page and Instagram page. They do a good job of giving you the team sheets there. So that's how we check up on it. So if you guys want to check yourselves, that is how you can check. But he played these 2 games. I think he started today, but I'm not certain. I need to check it. I know he started this game and was subbed off. I know he played. This was the first time he played for them in this game against Watford, because he had a goal and I think he provided an assist as well in this one. And then this game, the 5-0, I don't think he was quite playing yet with this team. So yeah, that's basically the bulk of what he's done. He was on the bench in a football league trophy match, didn't play. He was basically, he's played 3 games in this league, the 20th, the 1st, and today. So the match fitness is at a level. He's playing PDL, so at least he's playing some football, maybe not the highest level going into an international window. So yeah, match fitness wise, I don't know if he's super sharp. Especially the pace of play and stuff at this level might be a little different from what he's seen in the development league currently. But he is training with the first team, to my knowledge, so he's at least getting the first team reps in training. But I don't know if the match fitness is quite to a level of some of the others. You know, even like a Maggie, who is surprisingly in the team for me, and even a Romario Williams. These players would probably be more match fit currently than Dixon. But let's see. They tell me that the kid is a gamer, and I agree. I think he does, try at the very least. You can't fault his effort, But effort alone, it not going to get the job done at certain levels. You know what I mean? We have to include the quality with the level. But as I say, Kahim, a mixed bag of fitness to an extent, because he's playing in the PDL, the Professional Development League, but he's just getting going in that league, to be honest. Only 3 appearances. So look, as people say, him is a staple now. So I guess until him not able to travel, he'll probably be picked again. So we just have to, analyze the performances as we do and keep it trucking. We can't pick the team. We can only tell you how the players playing or where they're playing and what they're doing. So yeah, that is about it. People. That is about it. The last player I was going to talk about was Kahim and Romario, which we did. And one last player, people, not to forget, Big Bad Damari. So Damari Gray, to me, has not quite hit the ground running this season like he was doing last year. This year in the Pro League, he has 3 appearances, only started once. And I want to say that the most recent game against... No, because they had a game after this. Because they all had some games on the midweek, like Thursday and Wednesday in this league, the Saudi League. So after this game, where he came on, I believe... No, he started this game. No, he came on in this game. Yeah, so after this game, when he made a sub-appearance in the 67th minute and had a decent game, they had another match against... I forget who they played, but they had a match recently. And I don't even think he was even on the bench. Yeah, Al Raed. They played Al Raed, right? And when I looked at the lineup that day, I said, all right, how did me do today? I'm going to look. I'm say, okay, bench again. I'm look on the bench. I'm say, I'm not sub on, I want to go on. Then I look further. I'm saying, yo, the man not even on the bench. So what really happened here? So people, I don't know what's going on with Demari. He's been on, kind of lean form so far. 6 played. Huh? Oh, that's the whole team. I was about to say, a 6 goal man gone. I know that's not true. Yeah, last year he was way up this list of players in terms of player rating. Not quite hit the ground so far. Look at his summary of the last 12 months compared to what he's at right now. And that's just, lack of game time, lack of continuity. I think the lack of a summer really hurt him going into this season. But hopefully we can see some more consistency from him. But to be totally honest, people, I don't know if we're gonna see much of a difference in. Hopefully the condition of the player has changed, but the match fitness still not up to the level that I would like for Demari right now. But hopefully the few more weeks in that professional environment, amongst his staff, amongst his trainers, hopefully he's in a much better physical shape this go around, and he can play himself into some kind of match fitness, because I believe like this guy is going to get game in this window. I don't see a scenario where him not going to play. So my hope is that he's at least physically up to a decent level, because I do think the physical level that he was at the last window hampered his success. So hopefully he has sorted that out. And I think the coach is going to have to strike that balance in this window between players that's actually playing and then having the continuity of what he used in the last window that, for the most part, was a successful window. So, people, that was my breakdown of the entire squad. Sorry, I had to kind of get away from the comment section for that last segment. I wanted to get through the content. You got a full 40 extra minutes out of your board today. So you don't know. Man's have to go check in with the fam now. Let me just go ahead and go through some comments that might have come through while I was doing my final talk for the evening. All right, so whoa, there's a lot of comments because I was saying a lot. So all right, you guys back and forth in the comment section. You guys know. Sorry I couldn't highlight all these comments. It's gonna take way too long right now. I will highlight this one because it's a compliment, you know what I mean? Jason, your analysis is very good, bro. Easy learning and understanding. Hats off to you. Yeah, I try to not come off too. I want the lay person. Obviously, you have to have some knowledge of football to understand some of the things I'm saying, but hopefully it's not too much analysis speak and you can understand. I like this comment, Avis. The number 10 have to defend in the Steve Mack system. I like this. And that's pretty much most systems around the world. Very rarely you'll find luxury players anymore, you know? It's not possible. We play a 4-4-2 auto possession. McGee will have to defend. Facts. We need more depth up front. I agree with that. I agree with this as well, Fatal. I don't think he's played bad for Jamaica either, to be honest. I have to be honest. I mean, he hasn't played bad. Agree with that, Jason. Williams, Gray, and Antonio should start. Okay, that would be nice to see. So I'm assuming you're saying pull Williams to one wing. Okay. He can play the wide forward role too. Don't think it's ideal. Maybe a few years ago it would have been better. Like now, in his more mature-ish stage, I think he kind of prefers the central, but he can do it. I don't want Antonio play on that turf. That's a tough one, you know. We're going to discuss that in the tactical preview and the little build up to the game. How much that turf field going to affect the coach plans? It's a big question there, you know, because Thomas Frank and them, man, them now want to pin up a forward back damage because of the damn turf. Worse, Antonio just find himself now under this coach, the new coach at West Ham. Yeah, man. Last thing they want is him forward back, you know. Trevor Sinclair will help Cephas and Campbell improve their game. That is the hope, Avis. That is the hope. Just need to improve them. Campbell is a complete winger. Pace, deceptive, work rate, goals. Imagine Holgate and Lowe partnership. It's a broke foot. Yeah, man. Respect, Stefan. Respect. All right, people. Them time they know. I mean it this time. I finish. I done. This show was an excellent show. I enjoyed it. Well, let me not say that. Peter Mystic burned me out last time. Say the viewers never said that, so I can't just say that. So that is true. You guys let me know. Did you enjoy this video today? If you did, leave a comment in the comment section. Drop some thumbs up. Drop some fire. Drop some super chat if you have money. Yeah, man. But if you're broke, nobody giving a super chat. Keep your money. But big up to everyone that tuned in. Had a lot of people tune in excited about this today. Of course, it's Jamaica Reggae Boyz time, so that's to be expected. So we're very, very thankful for all the folks that passed through, all those who kept the chat going strong throughout the entirety. Really, really appreciate it. YouTube loves the looks of those things. And I have not. You guys should be proud of me. I don't think from the first time I talked today, I asked for 1 like. And we're up to 100. So maybe I should never ask for likes. The man them tell me I have to ask for likes in this platform, you know. But look there, me barely ask for a like and me reach 100. So big up on yourself, people. Thanks for doing the right thing. Duke said it was a fantastic show. Respect, Duke. Me know you grade hard. So if you're saying that, it was a decent show. So big up to everyone in the building. And massive, massive respect for the likes and all the support. And you don't know, people, it is Reggae Boyz time. So you will see we forward out again with some more content. But of course, we have to close up the Premier League tomorrow. So tomorrow night after the game, them done, people, different jersey I got have on. EPL news. Get to the predictions. Get to the results. Break down the games like we always do. Yeah, man. And banter all the fan base them. So big up to everyone in the building. Thanks so much for being here. And yeah, Owen agreed. Don't bother ask. Well, Owen, it looked like you're true, you know, because I'm not ask for none. I'm going to get a whole heap of like today. So, yeah, man, respect to everybody that was here, as I said. Everybody watching this after the fact and the watch back or the replay, please be sure to drop a like as well and include some thoughts in the comment section to keep the conversation going. Anything I said you disagree with, you agree with, anything you want to comment in the comment section, keep the fire blazing that way and keep the channel engagement going. All right, people, big up on yourself and thanks again for the support. It's Jason Gooner TV and we want all the points, Reggae Boyz. Nicaragua, uno first. Big up on yourself. Until next time. Bless.